All right. All right. So, Bafune, I want you to do if you don't mind, do the intro tonight, and then make up some fucking story where you were last week. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a harrowing tale of fucking. Yeah. No, you're in the. You're actually in the back room of some place now. A fucking opium den in China. It says 45 on my. I'm looking at the stream right now. No, it's not. The mic's. Oh, my mic's. Fuck, my mic's working. Shit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Theta Thursdays. I'm currently sitting here in the back of, let's say, the back of Hot Topic. I was kidnapped last week. I've been here for about 3 weeks now. I'm living off of ear piercings and band T-shirts, so that's always fun. How's everyone else doing?
Kidnapped last week, but you've been there for 3 weeks. He's living off like My Chemical Romance T-shirts that have been there for 10 years, obviously.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're so glad that you're safe, Mifune, little buddy. We missed you so much last week, buddy.
Sure, safe. Yeah, we could say that. Safe.
So what the hell has gone on this week? Jesus, Murphy, we're at war and nothing's really. What's going on? Does 1DQ fallen yet?
There's a war?
Not yet.
I thought there was a demolition crew in Delve tearing down shit.
It's more of like a controlled.
Oh, it's what we did.
Controlled burn.
Like,
oh, we could talk about that actually as well.
It's literally what we did to Tribute. There was a hot war, and then NC is like, we can't beat them, and they just left, and we started wrecking all their shit.
Don, maybe you should introduce who's here, right? Because people may not know everyone.
No. Okay, so hello, welcome to everybody. Theta Thursday. I am your main host, Don Rea, followed up with my my other main host, Mifune, and our wonderful producer, Greg Hazahaza. We have 3 panelists today. We've got Caleb, who is an Imperium fanboy, Dirk Statiel, who is one of the angriest British men I've heard next to Kairos, and then Ragnar, who is my fellow leader in Theta.
Did you just call me a Mitani simp? Is that what you just called me?
I said you were a Goonswarm fanboy.
I'm going to just follow that one. Thank you, Don.
Listen, you called yourself that like 2 months ago.
No, I'm really good at goonsplaining, and I'm an old fan of old goons. I don't know what we have today. Today is like this weird clubhouse of turbo nerds that are just better at the game than anyone else.
Except not pissing off. We're just not good at not pissing off the entire galaxy, apparently. It's one thing Goonswarm is not good at.
Well, it doesn't help that, I poke the bear every day, I get the chance to.
Yeah, you make things worse.
Well, you've been doing a good job, Ragnar.
Ragnar, how was your timeout on Eve Reddit, r/Eve?
Well, see, it's a conspiracy where they took down our Eve, like when it went offline the other day and went private. See, everyone thinks it was Pappy who did it, but it can't. because it was caused by a woman, and we all know Pappy can't get pussy. So it couldn't possibly have been them. So I don't know who or what started the conspiracy, but it certainly was not them. We can rule them out right now.
I don't know if it's because they can't actually get pussy. It's just that they would have to actually get out and try, right? So let's be fair here.
Fair enough.
True.
Oh, I just looking at
either
the
way.
just looking at the chat. Just hang on for a second. Jay has subscribed for 18 friggin' months with his Prime. Thank you so much, Jay. It's much appreciated.
Wow.
It helps pay for things like haircuts for Mifune.
Wow, looks like the coffers are empty.
We're relying on Jay now.
Jay is the only one. Jay, you have to pay for my haircut, Jay.
I got a better idea.
I'm gonna come to Jay at Eat Vegas and be like, yo, Jay, where's my haircut?
He'll pay for your haircut as long as he gets to decide exactly what haircut you get. How's that?
Oh, no. He would just take the razor and just go straight down the middle.
No.
Be like, all right, you good, G.
We've got to take that wonderful emo haircut and turn it into a mullet.
That's a good idea.
How about we all do that?
By Mifune and El Camino.
You can pull it back next week and do a man bun.
Does Mifune even know what an El Camino is?
I don't know. Mifune, do you know what an El Camino is?
Probably not.
It's a car,
Probably not.
isn't it?
Oh dear.
Okay, Mr. 25-year-old the accent sounds like he's 47.
What, me?
Tell us what, not you.
But
Dirk.
look, the world is a
He's
terrible
like
place,
waiting to become
and
old.
you
That's
should-
all
you-
Dirk is
You
waiting
should be
for.
perpetually disappointed in it.
I mean, sometimes I am. But the one thing that I wanted to bring up, actually, because you brought up Reddit, and recently there's been a string of posts about with Doc. I don't normally like to bring him up, but he is on our side, I guess. So Dr. Mibbles made a nice post showing a bunch of like structure kills in the last, or like in a week period, and the difference between what's died in Delve and what's died in Legacy Space was relatively not that much.
Yeah.
Considering how long they've been here and how long we've been there.
Yeah.
But numbers and facts don't matter in this war. Only
That's
spin.
also true.
I mean,
I've been trying to use these things as arguments since the war fucking started, and people just keep screaming at me that I'm wrong, and then they figure out I was not wrong.
can we even trust the numbers though?
Yeah, another source brought
That's
it.
that's a
Verified
segue,
it.
and we shouldn't go in there. Come on, Dirk. Let's not do this. Okay, we can do this, Dirk, if and only if you present the slides that Reaver actually did and explain why it's broken. Otherwise, we should just ignore it.
Yeah, just save that for Saturday, because you guys will go on that for about 2 hours, and I glaze over after about 10 minutes. So
JP, thanks for the sub, buddy. Much appreciated.
But the for the numbers he brought up, it didn't include Astra houses. Apparently, they just either didn't show up or there just weren't any killed in that time frame. But it showed, the main differences were the keep stars. But when it came to Sotoyos, Tataras, everything else like that, the numbers killed between both sides was very close. And they're using the entire game, and we're using a ragtag bunch of.
It's SIGs and squads and Init and Bastion and TNT.
And then neutral states that are also doing it too.
I'm just gonna defend that data. I don't think you can count porta potties as actual real estate. Let's be fair.
But they were counting Athenors because they had like 1,000 Athenors.
And also, all of our structures cost more ISK than theirs because we actually are ballers and can fit it properly with Tech 2.
Well, that's
just putting that out there.
They found a lot of Pappy structures had their rigs ripped out.
Yeah, because they're pussies.
I mean, I don't understand the general benefit to ripping out your rigs while your structure is active.
But my kill boards,
to make the kill mail look better.
Yeah.
My kill boards. We have to be elite PvPers.
It's exactly for this kind of number game that they do that, right?
It's
exactly
just like
you know what the funniest part about that is? Structures are ACL controlled, so all you do is blew up. You stick the structure in a holding corp that has nothing to do with anything. Blew up the holding corp, ACL your guys onto the structure, and you don't have to worry about it going on your kill board. And you still get to use a structure that has rigs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard, but they make it so much more difficult than these things need to be.
Yeah. So
they've
Ragnar,
let a lot of stuff go abandoned, so they've.
Speaking of structures, Ragnar, you apparently had a dog try to, or actually jump off one of your structures today.
No, not try. It did jump off a second-story building today.
Wow, what happened? That sounds scary.
So, I work for a leasing company for apartment buildings, and we got a call at the office. Hey, there's a dog outside the window on a second-story building, like on the ledge. And we're like, well, all right. So I went over to look, and sure enough, there was a dog on the window ledge outside. So I'm like, oh, well. They're like, do you have a ladder? I said, no, I don't, but I can go in and try to grab it. They're like, okay. So I went up to the second story. I entered the apartment because nobody was home, and it was an emergency. And as soon as I opened the door, the dog just launches itself off. It didn't... As far as I know,
it's a problem to solve, though.
Well, because
he works for the property management.
Yeah,
but
I know it's not really my problem, but people called and complained, so it became my problem.
Yeah.
So the dog launches itself off and like face first eats shit, and then it just comes around the side of the building, walks up the stairs to the second floor, and stands in front of the door to the apartment. So I just let it in. I close the window and I just go back.
So the dog was doing parkour.
Oh wow, dog!
Wow, but
I mean, we told the owner to take it to the vet, but I didn't. No bones are sticking out. It wasn't bleeding. It wasn't limping. It could walk upstairs to the second floor on its own. So I'm like, oh, yeah, it should be fine, I guess.
Just saying, that was an easy one.
If we're doing animal segments, I think Greg insisted to make this the zoo show. Can Dawn do the snake pit story? That was really good.
Well, I still wanted to talk about the structures. I don't know what the fuck was the segue there for a random story.
We were talking about structures, and the dog was outside a building, which is a structure.
True,
so, I mean, there's that, but yeah.
But the other point that I wanted to bring up about the structures that Brave so graciously touted about on their Nada Soda's interim monthly reports, right? Dunk had told everybody that they were so proud that Brave was able to core every structure they needed to without having to do war bonds, right? Well, guess where a bulk of those cores have gone now? Into in its hands, Dreadbomb's hands, dock workers, everybody that's down there doing stuff have been gleefully gobbling up any building that they left behind. So I'm sure they got some of them from unanchoring things, but I don't know how much they unanchored. Did anyone see how much they unanchored? Because that'd be such a big waste of money to core every structure that you want and then end up leaving it all behind. So that's how much. And with how many buildings you destroyed, because I know they didn't uncore the SOTOs and everything like that, how much money was that left on the table to take?
Was somebody done the math on this?
I don't know if
I have absolutely no clue.
Someone could probably do the math, but yeah.
Speaking of math, wasn't there something that the fucking game does with math? Something monthly? I don't know what the acronym is.
MER?
Yeah, something like that.
Run script, get errors.
I didn't even look at it because I just know Frat's botting and they're making the most disc, and that's it.
Oh my god, the numbers that I did see are so bad.
And like bad as in Frat's botting and earning a lot of ISK without anyone interfering, or is it bad because the economy's depressed?
Just the whole game, hi cat. Just the whole game. Now, we, do know that a lot of the, numbers aren't quite good. So you can only trust it oh so far, but it's what we've got. So it's like, well, I guess I'll work with this. But the MER was uh, absolutely atrocious.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. It's not depressing at all. I don't know where you get these facts from.
Well, I mean, if you look at it's depressing for us. Well, actually, I don't even know where we're mining or not. If you look at the numbers, you can see when tests started moving in because the imports into Delve was like 40 trillion, right?
Okay.
Or
Let me make it very clear. There is one depressing number that's missing from these things and have been missing for quite a while. That's the Delve time unit. The fact that the Imperium was grabbing about 20% of all economic activity in the game and supplying pretty much all raw materials to the entirety of the game. That is gone. True, and that's depressing. But other than that, the rest of the MER is kind of fine.
oh, I saw that MPI and it's still like skyrocketed.
What does
Yeah, but it's not
MPI stand for?
That's the mining price index, and it's not really that bad.
Manufacturing price
If you
index.
start looking at this over a longer period, the fact that this is correcting back to some proper fucking value in minerals is actually a healthy thing, and its distribution is fair, right? You got the spike on the high end stuff, which is natural, and then you have the problem with the mid range, which is low sec sourced. So that's a little bit of a problem. But when you look at the low end stuff, it's actually tanked, right? It's actually below 2017 numbers, so it's not that bad. It's really about the fact that many of the things that we are used to in EVE Online, especially when you're talking about meta and doctrines and shit like that, there's individual items and hauls that have increased massively in price, but that's got a lot more to do with demand and lack of resupply than it's got to do with the current MER and macro numbers.
So you think it's okay that Trait is so worthless
Well,
that
that's
you
because all the crabs are
that's because
fighting
there's
over it.
nowhere else to mine in this game.
Yeah, this is how mining works. It's always worked like
God,
that. So this is
Mm.
because of the war.
you
It's
should
not because,
still. Trait is the most needed resource out of every build, just because every build usually requires so much, right? Other
and
than
now
T2.
it's almost half the price of when it was at the top. So
I
you can just buy
yes,
it
that's
instead
a
of just stop thinking like a fucking moron and doing the if I mine it, it's free. It's not. Just buy it and do something else. Like go and crab somewhere else.
exactly. Like, yeah, there's no point in mining Trit, but the problem is because low sec is so scary, and honestly, I would love to try it to
Yeah, the
see
problem with
if
low tech
we
is
could do
it's
it.
the AI, right? There's something really wrong about the fact that the AI strip mines everything, and you can't really keep it off your fields. It respawns in like 10 minutes.
But
It's a
you
design
don't
mistake.
mine the belts in low sec. There's all these awesome mining pockets that come up. You mine those. That's where all the money's at.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if you want to go there and live there, mining the belts is also a nice added income, right?
But the thing is you can use the agency window to find anything you want. Super
Pretty much.
easy. You just use it and be like, oh, is there a mining site in that system? Oh, yes, there is. Oh, there's 10 in this region today. Let's go there. Honestly, I've been talking about it as a, like well, if we didn't live in Delve, what would we do? And just think, I like to plan and stuff. I am a planner, so I like to think about that kind of stuff. I was like,
Dawn
well, it
likes
would
to
be
plan things and not execute anything.
exactly. That's why I was a travel agent for a couple of years. So they plan other people's vacations, not actually get to go on them. But I was thinking about it, and it's something that I would like to try someday, which is doing like cricket fleets in low sec using Rorquals to like move the ships around because they can't bubble you to keep you stuck. So you just have to make sure that you don't like black screen when undocking.
And if you
And
really want to cry about something in the MER, Dawn, you really should cry about the fact that destruction numbers are ridiculously low.
Destruction
Well,
numbers are
that's
perpetually horrendously low.
well, that's Pappy's fault for not bringing it.
No, it's not, actually. That's just yet
So-
another symptom of the numbers being utterly fucked.
isn't there
I
a bunch of
mean,
stuff
if they
missing?
brought it, I'm sure So you're saying, Dirk, if Pappy brought it, the numbers would not go up
I
of
mean,
destruction.
I'm saying that there was a massive spike in destruction numbers between the middle of December and the middle of January, which is there's no obvious reason for that
It was
destruction
when you
spike to
caught them
happen,
and they
right?
couldn't run away, right?
These things didn't. Yeah, like that.
So
But
when Pappy finally
massive-
brought it and we caught them, like I said, if Pappy brought it, the numbers would go up.
No, my point is,
you need to
Ragnar,
Greg, hold on.
Ragnar, this
Hate to
particular
interrupt.
spike, this particular spike,
Hate to. Hold on, Dirk, hold on. Greg, people are saying that Ragnar is way too loud. Can you turn him down?
I think
I
so.
like being
What do I
loud.
turn him down on Discord?
Yeah, you just turn it down on Discord.
Yeah.
Right, so the particular destruction spike in across from mid-December into mid-January was the largest destruction spike that we have seen since August of 2018. And meanwhile, the destruction numbers in EVE fluctuate within $500 billion-isk, roughly, a month.
It lives in that band between 1 and 1.5 trillion. And
The destruction numbers just stay stable. In terms of actually the spikes versus troughs, it's a flat line compared to everything else that happens in EVE.
Yeah, this is why it's a joke, right? Because that's usually not what happens in big wars. When you have big wars, these numbers actually tend to go up. But it feels like it's a pussyfoot war where nothing is really being committed, and Pappy does not want to pay the butcher's bill. That's what I see.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly why I said Pappy brought it the numbers to be higher, and Dirk's like, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. I'm like, okay, whatever you say.
And they keep using this spin narrative with, oh, it's also the Imperium running away or standing down. Well, I think you've seen that that's not really the case. I remember something about a wood chipper and things going brr for like forever. So when it comes to actually sacrificing value and money on the field, I would say that the Imperium is more than willing to actually take the fight. It's just that I see the snakes being completely run away.
It just depends, because if it's an even close to even fight, they will not fight it. And I get it. If you don't have to, why should you? But it's hard to brag
but then they turn around and say whenever we don't take a fight, oh, why are you running away? Which is the most hypocritical thing they could possibly say. And it just astounds me that they even have the gall to even say it.
Well, when it comes to the latest one where they stood or locked down the system and the fight didn't actually emerge, that was a valid play on their part. It's just that they seem to be playing that same moonwalk game all the time, and that's just, you can't claim that you're being the epic invasion force that's willing to take fights when you're not actually taking them. You're only taking the sure ones, and you're basically just, it's back to the Anaconda. You're doing nothing. Come on. If you want to fight, come on and fight.
So this is something I was talking about this morning with a few people in my corp, and one of the things we were talking about was that this week there have been a couple of fights where the Imperium has 500-600 dudes, the Pappy side has 600-700 dudes, and they don't take the fight and they stand down. But when it's 600 Imperium dudes and 1.2 thousand Pappy dudes, they'll just dive straight in.
Well,
so the funny thing is that one of the things that my court mate said that I agree with is that taking an easy win fight doesn't make you good at the game. Doesn't. What makes you good at the game?
They don't care about being good. They care about winning.
Oh, they love to shit on them. They love to shit like they can.
They don't work. The win conditions they have don't work. We've already seen that.
Well, Horde's win condition is
Anu from
easy to get.
Initiative just released a paper crunching all the data of participation, and the fatigue and attrition thing is not working. Participation is stable and completely the same on both sides. No one is quitting. There might be a few people that are pushed on economies, but that's mostly things like Brave and Initiative's small liquidity problem. But that's resolved. So this is really about putting the big boys on the field and getting them exchanged. You cannot claim that you have won this war until you see at least a 50% reduction in the current Titans and Supers in the game. You cannot win Delve without being willing to pay that, because then Delve is not going to fall.
Just delete all supercaps.
Well,
No,
but really, Dirk, right? Let's say that they're evacuated. Then you haven't won, because then the Supers and Titans are still around. So you can't say that you've succeeded in cutting down the Imperium in size. You've just taken their home, and they've taken yours. So what has actually changed? So the whole war criteria and the conditions of winning just isn't there with the current strategy. I don't understand what they're doing.
Greg, does Mad Cows need some Falcon SRP though?
Apparently so. It's kind of all this theory crafting brings us to a new segment that I thought up like 5 minutes before the show, and this segment is called Don Rea, Master Strategist. Don, how did you figure out how to win the war this week? Could you give us just a brief idea of what your plan is?
I'm back. Sorry. What are you talking about?
Oh, you missed
your
your
master
segment
plan?
intro.
Oh, I had to get a drink, and I thought you guys were gonna go for a while, so I was like, let me go grab a drink real quick.
No, we have a new segment this week that I thought up. It's called
Oh,
Don
okay.
Rea, Master Strategist. How do you figure out? How did you figure we were going to win the war this week? Could you give us a little
Well,
bit of
we
your
are gonna win
of
the
your-
war.
Yeah, of your master plan, please.
We gotta hope that like 1,000 people just like keel over.
No, isn't the segment title actually "What Would Willie Do"?
It should be what would Billy do? Because
That's not what he said.
No, he's Willy. He's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
God. So I talked about it before. I've got an idea of how Pappy could get in and take 1DQ. I'm keeping it to I've told people in Theta so they know what the idea is. They know that if it happens that I didn't tell anybody else, but I have the strategy. So we'll see how it pans out.
So this is where we ask Ragnar to tell us your strategy.
He doesn't pay attention to anything I talk about.
Yeah, I really don't. Like, she'll just be talking to me, and she's like, "Did you get that?" I'm like, what?
Actually, no Pappy listen to this. So my strategy that I thought of would be for the next, like, just pick a week. Once you're satisfied, get everybody kind of rested the week prior, take it easy. And then over the next week, have fleets go in and just safe log in system. And then whenever you're ready to, have them all log in. You don't have to worry about getting through the T5Z gate. Have them get into groups and just go attack it. And potentially, if they log in enough people, we may not be able to log in time.
Yeah, but
I have a feeling.
I said over the next week. It's not like they would bring in 700 people and log off. It'd be like, here's a fleet of 200. Here's another fleet of 200. And then, anybody else that didn't make it on the early fleets to get started on the jammers would just come in through T5Z like normal.
I had a feeling that they might do something when the MTech OE8 Keepstar was attacked, and they might try to anchor structures around the grid. And then do a lot of, I wouldn't say slippery Pete kind of tactics, but a lot of warp in, warp out kind of stuff, where, if they got a structure like even a Fortizar, right? Because like Villy already said, their first goal is to get the 1DQI hub. If they go down that route, I can very much see them anchoring an Astra House or Fortizar, stockpiling it with ships, just
they can only
insane
do
amount,
or like I don't even know about Asbel, but a Tatara, Satio.
Unless they get the iHub.
Yeah,
and they plan on using Asbels. He already talked about it.
Yeah, well, okay, so they have to do an Asbel in 1DQ, which is kind of hard to do.
And then it
was huge. There's a lot of space.
Yeah, and like a day later, import, because basically it just like the last structure that they put down in Delve, which they did do, not in Delve, in 1DQ. earlier in the war. I think it was something. They anchored
I
something in
remember, yeah,
1DQ as a
called
joke.
Fat. It was called like Fat something, and I
Yeah,
put the
and we-
Astor House across from it called Weight
Yeah.
Watchers.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And we murdered it in 2 days because all it took was no, not 2 days. It took like 3 days because of the reinforced timers. But basically, if they anchor a structure and then attack 1DQ the next day, because of the way that the reffing mechanics works, that would be their best shot. So if they took the iHub in 1DQ and then put a structure down, that is probably their best bet to stockpile things in said structure, so that anyone who dies on the Pappy side can immediately death clone and reship.
Yeah, I guess,
Interesting.
But, I mean,
And I feel like
you have to take
that's
the
how
iHub
that
first
fight-
to do that, because if they get a structure, let's say they get a structure up and running in here, we just keep it permanently sino jammed, and then they can't. Like, the best they could do is blockade runners, to get shit in. Which, as someone in GSOL who has done that, it is a pain in the ass. It can be done, but it fucking sucks. And plus, if you light a covert sino on it, like, if you're in 1DQ, lighting a covert sino on your structure, people are gonna be fucking watching you. They'll just delete you.
You just go to one of the many deep safes in a system that's over like
Yeah, or
80
you could
AU
do that.
across.
You could do a deep save, but like, still getting in. But then you just bubble wrap it so they can't warp the blockade runners over. Right?
No, Billy, you don't get to listen. I said no Pappy people get to listen to this part. Someone summoned him or something. I don't know.
He
Yeah,
watches
it's like-
all your shows for your strategies. Didn't you know, though?
Oh, that's right. He does like to know
It's
what
like,
what my thoughts are. I just think, yeah, there are
No,
ways.
Don, the reasons Villy here is the same reason dung beetles they will find shit. Like,
Well,
just
well, welcome
depends.
to the stream, Billy. We appreciate you,
No, he's
you
not
dropping
welcome.
in.
Hi,
to say hello.
Billy.
Fine.
Hey, no being mean to
He is
chat.
welcome though.
So we got some information here that I want to share, and I'm really stoked about this.
Oh dear.
So I posted a link in Fleet there, or link in Fleet, a link in
Pappy swag.
a link in whatever, fatbswag.com. I got this awesome friggin'
You got a
Hey?
t-shirt?
awesome T-shirt, and I got all these. Hang on for a second, I'm gonna sit on
Oh,
my
that
cat.
does look cool. Sorry.
Yeah, and I got all these stickers, right? Like all these bee stickers, and like they gave me like more than I even ordered, and they gave me this one here, this special, like, it's, I don't know,
Is it gold?
fucking shines, glimmery shimmery stickers. So if you guys want to get your Goon Swarm merch, go to fatbswag.com. The link is in. I'll post it again, and get your stuff so you can look cool like me.
Yeah,
There's also an INN shop. There's also an INN shop that's somewhere down in the Twitch description somewhere.
My face could be on a shirt.
That has a bunch
There's a
of stuff.
couple of those.
Can we
Yeah,
just
there's
take a
like-
moment
there's like
and,
3
and
shops
point
you
out
can-
that we still have not gotten seriously to release the animation of the headbanging bee?
Oh yes!
Oh yeah,
my
that
God,
was
I
pretty good.
loved that song. That song was so great.
It
I
made
just
no
want,
sense,
I
but
want
it
the
was cool.
headbanging bee. It needs to be an animated GIF. We need that.
We do. We
Caleb,
need
stop
that.
shilling for your own gift.
You're gonna have to ask
know what?
seriously.
I'm gonna
for it.
message.
I'm sure he's
gonna
got
message
it.
Marana. I should message Marana, and we should get it as a thing for Twitch, like one of the emotes. Be the headbanging bee.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Don't be so grumpy, Doug.
I think. Can I play that? Can I just like drag it over onto my above my window and
Yeah,
play
if
that?
you add a if you add a window capture on OBS, it should let you share your YouTube.
All right, I'll go through that. You guys like talk about fucking fun and interesting stuff, and not stupid fucking MER or whatever the fuck that is.
Hey, just because you don't.
So I
wanna talk
started
with
a new
him, I don't
job
mean
last
I
week.
don't want to talk with him here.
Can we just also take a moment to appreciate the fact that the whole Elise story made it valid to go all the way back in the Minitrue catalog and actually find one of the first videos released?
Well, that is big
Yes.
news. I don't think he didn't get accepted till after our show last week, I believe. But yeah, Elise got promoted to. For those who don't
Get
read anything
accepted.
ever, he got hired by CCP to become CPC. Swift.
I'm pretty sure that's been in the works for a little while. And
well, I'm sure
He's
negotiations
just
are
now
moving.
talking about it. Yeah, that's not a bad move from CCP, to be honest. Hiring Elise Randolph.
Yeah, well, they also hired Fozzie, who also was a really game-heavy person, and look what happened with Fozzie. So I'm just saying.
Hey, that's only because he's taking all the shit. It's not all his ideas. He's not that smart or dumb.
Because I know Randolph. Sorry.
Elise.
No, not Elise. The other one. With a G. Why am I blanking today?
Which one? Which player?
PL. Old. Her back hurt.
Old PL. What? Wow, that's really, really great.
Grath. There we go. Grath Helkin.
Grath's in AMOC now. Like,
yeah,
where are you going with this?
He wasn't. Okay, so Grath was talking about how him and Fozzie would do stuff together very early Eve, and he said Fozzie was insane on number crunching and strategizing on ship builds or possibilities with ships like that in the past, and so Fozzie's actually, it's from what it sounded like, is actually a lot smarter, at least number wise, than we may realize.
Maybe that's also why he's a big tournament guy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we can. I think I got this thing set up so it'll work.
So
I'm not
tiny.
sure. All right, I'll make it bigger. Don't worry,
Yeah,
Don.
it's tiny.
Don, did you say that to a lot of dudes?
That's what she said.
Rub it and make it bigger, please.
All right, I will enlarge it once I get it going. Anyways, this is this song's called Reddit Tears, and it's done by fucking genius. Seriously, if somebody wants to type that out, but seriously is the dude's name, and it's fucking great. And here we go.
Swear they just won't answer me. I call and out, are you afraid? I'll bury you down with your precious keeps. If legacy is listening, I'll come for you as well, as I suspect you'll have a hand to play. If I see their face and there's room for two in me, nothing's gonna stop the war until we're done. The observation!
Holy sheep shit!
That's
Wow.
pretty good.
Great fucking song.
That's actually the
Right,
first time I've heard that, but my
Really?
god, seriously did it again.
It's the first time you
That
heard
was
that?
great.
We'll put a link to Seriously's YouTube channel, and he's got other stuff on there. And I urge you, I implore
what?
everyone watching to like and subscribe to Seriously, because it's seriously awesome.
No matter what happens in this war, goons can confidently say we had the best propaganda / morale boosting shit for 10
That's-
months straight.
That's just a fact of life, though.
Well,
Exactly.
Test,
That's been the
Test
case
lives
for
in
10
Reddit,
years.
and we're kicking their ass on that front. At least we are winning at least definitively in one area. For sure.
That was the same in the casino wars. That was the same all the way back. It's like a 10-year-old fact.
Well, I haven't lived through all those, okay? So,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Don's only
Sorry.
12. Come on, guys.
yeah, remember?
Summer child.
I've only been playing since August of 2016, so. And I wasn't even goons till May of 17. Ugh.
But there's enough actual good songs from the Imperium to make a double album now, I think.
There are a lot of good songs, actually. My
So,
first one I heard was it was one right for Hakonnen. It was a really good one, actually.
Can we just take a moment and say that the Goon
So I was,
maybe the best rendition they've actually ever made?
I was just talking about this morning. I made a joke earlier. I was in Theta comms this morning before I went to work, and I made a joke because I was sitting on the toilet, ironically, and I was actually listening to that.
Sorry,
song
you were
on my phone.
you were on
yes, I was
Theta
sitting on
comms
the-
on the toilet
No.
and watching something else at the same time. Mifune, you maybe want to be a little bit more, respectful of your fellow player. We don't want to hear you taking a shit, buddy.
But I had this crazy idea of actually putting all the Goonswarm propaganda songs on an album, and the album cover would be Mitani standing over a lake, like that stereotypical album cover where you're standing over the lake and they're staring at a reflection of themselves in the river, right? It would be Mitani, but instead of his reflection in the pool, it would be the Goonswarm B.
Are you sitting
I
on the
thought that
toilet
would be freaking
fantasizing
hilarious.
about Mitani? Seriously.
Hmm. Who
I'm
doesn't do that?
sure. I'm
To be
sure our
correct.
propaganda guys could do better than that.
I want to know why he's standing over a lake. How is he seeing his fucking reflection in a river?
Well, I mean, like in the water,
Look,
I'm afraid
words
it's not
are
good with
hard,
words.
all right,
You know
Greg?
that.
Okay.
I do like the
But-
headbanging bee, and hopefully we can get from seriously like the image file of that, so we can make it like an emote on INN would be great to have a headbanging bee as an emote.
Especially when
Or-
we really rock and roll.
Yeah, or just anything that would be cool. So
And someone needs to make sure that Mind One has it as well to be able to plaster it all over his.
Oh, that'd be amazing! Just
Yes.
you could change the frequency of
Yes.
how much it headbangs to like go with the song that you're playing.
Oh, you're gonna
So that
do
way-
it so it follows the RPMs. Is that it?
I'm just saying, if you wanted to be like a hip hop bee, you could actually change the way it moves its head. So like if he's playing some more like R&B or hip hop, you could have it going backwards and forwards, kind of like, hell yeah. And then you could have a headbanger bee, and like you can make a lot of fun with it. Saying there's possibilities. I'm just not good at any of that. So
Next, you're gonna suggest that they do the headbanging conga line thing like a wave.
ooh, that could be cool.
See, now I want custom skins in Eve so I can plaster the headbanging bee all over my ships.
my!
Just
Could
to the
you
point
imagine
that, as cool as the headbanging bee was, I hope everyone noticed that Seriously took his inspiration for the headbanging bee from Mifune's haircut.
That would be a fact.
Nice.
That's a fact.
Speaking of Mifune's hair, have you actually got any grunge songs on?
What? You could have.
Any grunge? Do we
Got
have any
Gundar
grunge?
calling.
No, that's punk.
Gundar calling. Well, yeah.
That's like old school
How
punk,
don't
dare
think
you
so.
call the Clash grunge?
Yeah, you're
I mean,
gonna
I
get in trouble
could
if you call it that, Mifune. I think Moomin and Greg is gonna kill
see.
you.
Do we
literally.
want to do we want to do Nirvana, or do we want to go full punk and go with Bad Religion, or do we want more pop punk like Blink 182? Like what are we talking here?
Oh, Blink 182 would actually work. I'm sure that Seriously could come up with some great lyrics for one of their songs. That's for sure.
We could do Happy Holidays, you bastard. That'd be hilarious.
Speaking of talent, next week we're going to have first annual Theta Thursday talent show.
You keep saying that every week,
Oh,
and we've moved
no.
it back twice.
All right, we may have to move it back
No.
again, but that's not the point.
I like that idea. We should do it with Korn. Freak on a leash.
What are you doing with
I want
Korn?
to do. Can we do a toxicity, because they keep calling goons
Oh
toxic?
god.
Oh, that's a
A
good one.
toxic.
Yeah, there we go.
Toxicity
There,
cover would be so
toxicity
great.
cover would be
That would
amazing.
actually
You
fucking
make it
work.
happen. All right, goons are quote unquote toxic, which is really annoying. Okay, we talked about that on Tuesday, right? They're like, Goonswarm is so toxic. Listen to the Matani. That's how everything is over there. I'm like, bullshit, because that's what y'all are like too. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Okay.
Everybody's toxic if that's what you consider toxic. Mittens is just up there getting views, making names, and having fun. If you hang out with Mittens outside of like the meta show, he's a little different, not too much different, but he is different. And the fact that they're like, oh my god, Mittens has made it an us versus them. I'm like, everybody in this game is us versus them. How many people in Dreadbomb were like, look at Dreadbomb, woo, go, go, go. Then we got Combat Wombat, go, go, go. Everybody is that's how this game is played. It's us
Dawn,
versus them.
you forgot the
What?
caveat. It's very important if you sit down and talk to Mittens, do not talk about fish and do not talk about World of Darkness because you're not going to get away.
Oh, don't talk
That's
about
very
Warhammer
true.
40k, because then you'll never get away.
If you want to get on his good side, just buy him an Amaretto Sour and you'll be fine.
I just don't understand this like obsession with trying to make some narrative of goons are so mean. They were like, oh, they've gone and glassed regions and no one could stop them. I'm like, we glassed one region against an alliance that pissed us off multiple times. We have not glassed another region other than the one. What other regions have we glassed? And when we glassed it, we left. They could have moved right back in if they wanted to.
We did a fair number on Fade and Cloud Ring.
Yeah, that's all one
and Pure
thing.
Blind.
That's all one thing. That's what I'm talking about.
And then we went back and we did Tribute. And
Well, okay, so Fade and
Wait.
Pureblind and Cloud Ring and were all part of the GOTG thing, but we didn't glass them because they did give us a
we
tribute
pretty
to
well
LA.
did.
We took down a lot of their stuff, but not all of it, right?
We pretty well
Were
did.
they evicted? Were they evicted? No.
No,
Weren't
they
we
just
supporting
collapsed.
Test for a while though?
Like,
Yeah, but that's not our fault they collapsed.
Dawn. They weren't evicted. They just died.
They didn't die until NC, who they bought safety for at least a month for the
That
NC
was
part,
Horde, actually.
who decided to see that as a great. They decided to see them giving them safety, paying for it
that
was
Horde.
such. Okay, no, they bought.
They're the same
so,
thing. Whatever.
GOTG bought
Horde
safety for
flipped their shit
NCPL and
over that
Horde.
one.
Okay, well, NC and PL and them are all the same. They're all the same thing. They are
Yeah.
not different at all. No matter how much they want to say they aren't. NC will never do anything of significance on their own, other than a dread bomb here, maybe a little clash over here, but there's too tiny to actually do anything on their own. PH is the only, they need PH to actually take something. Other than a Mimi drop, and prove me fucking wrong. Anybody.
I need to defend NC. They're like the old howitzers from a prior war that you only roll out when you really need them.
Yeah, but like,
are those howitzers going to take
this? Unlike NC, so like,
but is that going to actually grow in and glass a region on their own? No, they're not. They're going to sit there and wait for their meat shield P-Horde to do all the fucking work for them that they don't want to do, and then they're going to plan that great drop of the fucking supers or hit a move up and be all like, haha, look at how great we are, and jerk themselves off for 25 minutes and then go back to irrelevance again.
Dawn, you're being a little bit too teenagery here. You have to have respect for your elders and hating on
never.
fuck
never.
No, fuck NC.
Hating on NC is ageism. Come on, guys. Be nice.
I don't care what it is. They still suck ass, and I'll make fun of them for it.
I was on this Crash Talk Tuesday this week, and I was a little upset with them, like with their fucking allegations of toxic goon culture and their blind hatred of Goon Swarm. A lot of them are like have been kicked the fuck out.
They didn't even have a good answer for like.
No, they didn't, and
like,
you know
what is wrong with goon culture? I was like they're just like, oh, it's toxic.
And apparently
like,
they
because it's toxic.
Apparently they know exactly what's good for Eve, right? Because you know they're fucking geniuses and all. If you listen to that Villy for more than fucking 3 minutes, you quickly find out that he is an absolute fucking genius. That Villy, wow! Like there's like Rommel and fucking Patton and Villy.
I feel like this goes back to
Rommel and Patton.
I feel like the hate goes.
Unlike Villy.
I think it goes back to what Goon Swarm used to be. Like back in the days when Villy was in Goons, and back in the day where people like Syndic played heavily and stuff, like old Goons, you know?
Whoa! Wait a second. Let's leave Syndic out of this. Syndic's a good man.
Well, no, Syndic's amazing, man. I love Syndic, but you know what I mean? But just like back when they were more prominent in EVE Online, and that's when you see Goons were Hippo Jacks, that's a good name, and like Shelby Watkins Power Ranger, and like back in those days when Goon Swarm was a little toxic.
Buddy, the whole fucking internet was the Wild West back then, dude. It was fucking crazy. It'd be like real life death threats every 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, is that's where it's like goons are toxic because 10 years ago they did this crap, and it's like, okay.
Well, and Villy has been known, like there are stories of Villy being just as toxic as the rest of them. Now, whether people grow up or not is a different story, but honestly, once again, being mad that we make propaganda that's better than you does not mean we're toxic. Being mad that because you didn't get to take super caps out when you wanted to, Thomas Lear, then that doesn't make us toxic. Okay, fuck off.
That's another one. That fucking Thomas Lear, he's got a real fucking hate on. And didn't he wasn't he one of the wasn't he a fuck up?
No.
Thomas he was. I'm pretty sure he was a fuck up. That's what I heard.
No,
I mean,
Thomas
that may
was
be
a
true, but this is besides
Thomas
the
was
point.
an FC for Goonstorm for a very long time. Dogfort left on good terms to go do their own thing, and that's fine. But this is personal, okay? Because Thomas was always mean to me anytime he got the chance to be, or ignore me, and I didn't appreciate it. So I'll talk shit all I want. But Thomas was a good FC. He's had some memes off of him. That's
I mean,
fine.
talking about when the
but-
internet was the Wild West, somebody was mean to me, so I'm just gonna talk mad shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Fuck
I
bitches.
mean, she'll also say it to his face.
I did. He was like, "Well, I knew what happens in Goons." I'm like, "Bitch, you stayed in fucking Dogfort comms 24/7 and interacted with nobody till it was main fleet time. I don't want to fucking hear it." Listen, you can't say you know what's going on in this alliance if you never leave like a channel ever.
Doug, isn't this a lot of the Glassdoor effect that when people get fired and they go and review the company that they just got fired from, they tend to
Yes.
be a little bit dickish about how they review it,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
I feel like it's the same with the Imperium. A lot of ex-Imperium people are the most aggressive people that hate on the Imperium now. It's like, well, you got kicked because you were dumb and did dumb
Well,
things. Or
and the thing
half,
is,
of
Thomas-
the, half of the
man.
issue is that, though, there, Caleb, is that some people in our organization also take it massively personally. Like, they left and they chatted shit, and, you know, Thomas disappeared off with Dogfort fucking what, 18 months ago? 2 years ago? It was a while back now, and Dawn's still on this mad shit rant.
It's just ironic because it's the whole, oh, goon culture is toxic. No. Goon culture has gone through several cultural revolutions trying to clean up their act, and the people that they clean out are people like you, and now you're pissed.
I mean, I've got to say, talking about the Cultural Revolution and the toxicity thing, our first line has to be conversion Cultural Revolution 7.0.
I don't have a problem with Dogfort. I still like Kanan, Zintage, all of them out there, fine guys. They do this, and I appreciate that during this whole war they decided to keep doing their own thing instead of ganging up on us. Because they definitely, if they have any of those personal grievances, they could have. So, you know, I'm not going to knock them on it. But for Thomas Lear personally, this is a personal thing, not the alliance thing. He would either have me muted personally, or he would mute me himself, or he didn't want to interact with me at all, or he would just openly mean to me. So therefore, he can suck my dick.
The strap on you got? The 12-inch, like...
No, it's only
5?
7. Okay,
Oh,
it's 7. All right.
Okay, we're supposed to work on younger
We're not.
and inexperienced people as well, so calm down.
Yeah, I can't go bigger than that. Okay, so, but the you know, so that was like listening, and then Billy, you know, was also former goons, or and that's the thing, is half the room was like, we were all former goons, and we know what the culture's like. I'm like, no, not at all, because half of you didn't even interact with the current culture of Goonstorm today, other than people like Ragnar, who sits there and screeches in local and makes me want to pull my hair out.
Yeah, I don't really.
You are the worst
I am the
representation
toxic
of us.
goon. Like,
He's the toxic one.
I
I
am the. You can't say Goonstorm as an organization is toxic, but you can say I am, because I am. I
You-
walk that fine line between getting banned from the game and shit talking. So I will
Ragnar is
admit to that.
incredibly proud of his
Yes.
shittiness.
Yes, I'll fucking do it again.
I keep trying to get him to stop, but he doesn't listen. So
Why
I've given
would I
up at
stop?
this point. I've given up at this point on
Why
trying.
would I? No, why would I stop? It's so much fun.
Because
I've only gotten 2 GM warnings. Like, I'm fine.
Only 2. He's not hit that third strike yet.
Yeah,
Me
exactly.
too.
It's fine. It's fine.
fine, it's fine. Oh,
It's
and then I think
fine. Everything's
Redline-
fine.
I think Redline might be joining us.
No.
After
What?
Fucking
What?
double agent. Why is he coming in here?
Why not?
Yeah.
I had a
Yell
whole
at
I had a whole red
I can
line
ask him
thing
why
set up.
he let
Well, now you
Rain
can
off
do
her
it.
leash and got me banned.
See, this is where you have an issue, because your show isn't Eve time based. So, like, Redline just went, oh shit, I've got to join in, like, it's an hour earlier than I expected. So,
No, he was on Lasers and Lace or whatever,
Ah, yes.
which is on his own network, so it makes sense. But he's
That's
like, I'll be there in about 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, whatever. But God, what was I ranting about? I was ranting about how they're so unfair, but it doesn't matter. As people were asking what I think about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is very bitter, and I
We were
get it.
asking
So I
who
really
asked that?
in chat. So I can't
He's also a
fault.
racist, but that's besides the point.
He's not, but
So
whatever.
the
You can have your opinion. We're not going to go into that. But I understand
Fair
he's
enough.
very bitter because of what happened. It happened. It's here we are today. So I get it. He tries to get spicy about stuff because like he really just wants to and most of NC is actually like this. Almost everybody in NC just wants to hurt Mittens, but
I
they're
don't
not
know
hurt-
how Pittsburgh can try to be spicy when he has all of Goonswarm blocked like a little bitch.
Well,
know.
I mean, when he's got people like you messaging him constantly.
I've never
Yeah.
messaged him ever, so that is untrue.
I've had
never
to play
messaged him.
mediator between you two.
Well, he knows where I am. He can come find me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
playing mediator and like in-game messages. I mean, in-game messages
I have
require
never
use of
messaged
Eve
him.
mail. Like,
I
who
have
the
never
fuck wants to use Eve mail?
personally. I have never personally messaged Pittsburgh when he left Goons. Maybe before, because I was like, I would be on his fleets, so maybe I did like once or twice for whatever reason. But after he left Goons, I had never personally messaged him. I've talked shit to him in local, but he doesn't see it because he has Goons blocked.
When
So-
Pittsburgh
I talked to Pitts after he left Goons, and I told him how me and my dad used to love going on his fleets, because when my dad was a part of Goons, me and him used to always shut up. All right, I don't give a fuck about grammar.
Yeah,
But
well, he dropped out of college, and that's really showing.
Okay. Anyways,
Damn right.
continue.
Anyway, me and my dad, we would go on Pitt's fleet, so I told him, how we'd miss him, and good luck on any endeavors. And he's like, yeah, I hope to see you on the field. And he was really nice about it, which is, I like Pitts. He's a good guy.
He's just become very bitter because he's very focused on trying to hurt Mittens personally as much as possible. And for him, that means
because he probably feels hurt.
That's actually the funniest objective I've ever heard. I mean,
but
really?
that's exactly what he's going for.
Nobody is gonna manage to hurt Mittens personally by pulling some stupid Eve shit. Like,
well,
come
what
on.
he's hoping is that he weakens Mittens' hold on the rest of us, and that'll hurt Mittens because Mittens is very, I mean, you all know it. Like, he loves being in charge and he loves running the show. That's what he likes to do. That's his That's his joy in Eve. Is
I swear
having
to
a successful group.
I swear to God, if Mittens didn't have the Imperium to worry about, he'd just go into real life politics. Like,
probably.
Yeah, probably.
He'd just find the next big thing that he can go ham about. That's just who Mittens is. But really, he just will not.
Yeah, just look at his Twitter when he's not talking about Eve. Like, that's all I have to say.
Speaking of Twitter, did you all see Helmar's tweet from today?
Oh no, please no.
I don't.
Helmar went to go see the volcano.
Oh, can you pronounce the name of the volcano?
Iceland.
Mifune, would you like
Lord if I know, no.
No, I want you to take a stab at this. Could somebody type the name of the volcano in chat and
But this
what
one
is the name
hard.
of the
This one is not hard compared to the other one.
No,
The
this
other
one's
one is terrible.
yeah, but this one's pretty fucking rough too.
Caleb, people seem to think that Eyjafjallajökull is an issue.
Oh, you've been practicing, I can tell.
Oh my god.
Practicing? What?
Because that was impressive. That was pretty much correct. Well, without the, of course, crazy Icelandic accent.
I want to see Mifune have a run at this here.
Practicing words. Caleb! Fucking Caleb insulting me.
Fine, I'm gonna start finding some of the difficult ones in Finnish and get Mirana to laugh at you.
Well, I mean, Mirana will laugh at
Mirana
me no
laughs
matter
at us
what.
regardless.
This is true.
All right, Mifune, in Twitch chat there, I posted the name of the volcano. I want to see you do your best, sir. All right.
Oh God.
See, if I said it, I would get this channel banned. So I'm just not.
I can't. Nah.
No, you
way.
got to take a stab at it, man. You got to do your best. Come on, it's a word. You know what the letters sound like.
Jail. Faggots jail? No.
What?
Faggots, I can't. Nah. The only thing I can get out of that is fag, and then everything else is just kind of weird.
That is not an appropriate word. You know
See,
it.
that's how I would get our channel
Here's
banned.
Redline.
So.
Hi, Redline.
Hi, Dave Archer. How you doing?
Why are you
Oh.
muted?
Oh, we'd
How
like to
dare
thank. Hang on, we'd like to thank Redline for dropping by. How are you, buddy?
Trader.
How dare you call me Dave Archer like that?
I never did this time.
Aren't you Dave Archer's
No,
alts for PvP
So
on the other side?
at this point, we should really introduce our friend Redline Starlancer.
You just brought back the most ancient fucking what
See, this is how you do it, guys. You don't go calling him Dave Archer or anything. You just break him from the start and he's fine.
Someone punched
Somebody hit reset on Redline.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Redline is Northern Coalition's premier strategist and fleet commander.
I thought
he's the Don Rio equivalent.
keys.
Yeah, I was about to say they took away his keys real fast.
Isn't he also one of the youngest
He's
members?
not allowed to
How
have
did he get in there? Did he get in on some legacy thing?
We don't talk about legacy.
He got in
Like
because
his dad was in
middle.
there, and so that's how he got in. That kind of legacy thing.
Yeah, that kind of legacy. Because
How
he's
about we
way
let
the NC.
Redline tell us about how he got into NC?
No, you guys already know. I turned my back on the Goon Swarm. I'm a traitor to the crown. The great betrayer, so it would seem.
I think
The great betrayer.
Wait a second. What
The
prompted that
Battle
move?
of WH-TAC-J would like to have a word with you. Because I fucked you guys up there. I fucked you guys up there.
First up, Redline says that he was a traitor to the crown.
I've never seen
crown?
Mittens wear a crown.
I think the term
No,
he's
I
looking
have.
Wear it
for
on his head.
there- Like if we're really buying into the hostile
It's the
propaganda
crown that he's got on
machine,
his tooth, not on his head.
like, if we're really buying into the hostile propaganda machine, he turned his back on the God Emperor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I mean, have you seen Mittens be on the forums? This is gaudy, like King
What's your vape in
Emperor.
there, Greg?
Oh, this is
the
called
juicy
Berry
stuff.
Nice, man. It's a good
Nice.
it's a good juice. So
Is it nice? Is
Yeah.
it very nice?
it's
Hell yeah,
varied
bro.
and nice.
Fuck yeah, dude. Rip it with me real quick. 3, 2, 1, let's rip.
Ew.
Oh God, you guys. Mifune could rip with you too.
Hell yeah. Oh, he's still ripping. Holy shit. That man said he wants to have a whole entire body full of vape. Woof. And the food is dying.
Redline, what flavor you rocking? What flavor you rocking, Red?
It's called
Gotta ask.
Cybermint. It's like a combo of
God, I feel like I'm back in middle
and,
school.
like, mint.
Yeah.
See, this
Got
brings us.
Got a blueberry strawberry mix with lemonade.
Oh yeah, but you got one of those little baby vapes. You must be a new vapor. Are you a new vapor? You've been vaping for a while.
Yeah, I just don't prefer gigantic box mods. I like my Novos.
Nice. Well, my vape is gigantic because I'm compensating for something else. So
What's
It's
that?
his
What are you
brain.
compensating
He's
for?
compensating for his lack of a brain.
Oh, I thought it was his FCing skills.
Hmm.
you don't
So-
even know my FCing skills, dude.
I know enough to know it's shit.
Alright,
I
so-
haven't even FC'd a fleet in like a year. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
for a reason. They won't fucking let you.
I know
No, 'cause I
very
don't want
I know
to.
very
They
little
wanted me
about
to.
I know very little about Redline. Redline, what you were in Goonswarm? What corporation were you in when you were in Goons?
When I first joined, I was in Karma Fleet, and then I left Karma
Disgusting.
Fleet and joined Shadow State.
Oh, how long were you in Shadow State?
Oh, I think almost a year.
What when was that? Like how recently was that?
You're gonna make me
2
log
years
into
ago?
Eve and break my streak?
I think it was about 2 years ago.
Oh,
It
so
was just about 2
Yeah.
years ago.
were you in the same
It was
time?
2018 sometime.
The same time as John Hartley?
Oh, absolutely. Same time as Pittsburgh.
In the
more
same time
importantly.
as John Hartley. Like John
all of
Hartley's
them.
been in Shadow State for donkey's years at this point.
Yeah, John Hartley was in Shadow State well before I was.
Were you
I mean,
were you
I heard
friends with John?
apparently, wasn't sure if it was a joke or not, but John Hartley was telling us the other day in Fleet that he is no longer a farmer. Apparently,
Yeah, we've
That's
all
Yeah,
known
the
we've
that.
known that.
That
for a
happened in
while.
like October or December.
Yeah, he's been not a farmer for a while.
I'm so out of the loop. Then I did not know that. That came as a surprise to me the other day.
So you went from Redline. You went from slightly innocent to full-fledged trader in like meteoric time. Is that what happened?
not really, no. Like, what really happened is that we declared war on PanFam, and I was like, fuck this. I already did a 6-month war before, and I didn't want to do it again. And then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave Goons quietly, quickly, no ruckus, and make my own corp. So I made my own corp, and I tried to do my own stuff for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you
And
tried to
then-
do like the Provi kind of like public stream kind of deal, right?
I mean, that barely happened, but yes.
I said tried to, not was successful at.
And can you just, for the audience, officially deny that you're not some sort of controlled opposition psyops agent?
What do you mean?
That sounds almost like a.
He means you're not going to pull a Judge 2.0.
No,
I don't have any kind of rules to do that.
No. What Caleb is actually talking about there is your show. You're not like purposefully creating a situation where the other side just appear to be utter shitlers for fun in order to make us look good, right?
See, that's a confirmation again.
That's slightly confusing because I feel like it would
He's
take a lot
asking-
more than some random talk show on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to make you guys
Hey,
look good. Like,
you
actually
don't get to promote
winning
your
a
show.
fight
You're not,
or like winning
You're
a
not-
war or something like
you don't
that.
get to
I don't
promote
know.
your show if you're not going to
Anything.
promote mine on yours.
I would, but you always say no. Watch my show instead of the show we have on Thursdays.
See,
My show was
Oh.
first.
See,
Right.
yeah.
It might be, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. There's no competition here. We're all friends. That's why we're in the same Discord channel. But
That's right, buddy.
no, I am not a psyops plant to do anything for anybody.
When you were
I'm
in
just
Goon
like-
Swarm, Redline, who were your role models? Like who showed you the ropes, starting like in Karma Fleet and then in Shadow State? Like who were your buddies, people that taught you how to play the game, et cetera, et cetera?
Mostly Cash in Pittsburgh.
So you still good friends with Pittsburgh now?
Well, Pittsburgh's a bastard, but he's in my corp, so I kind of have to be his friend.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Pittsburgh is mean to me, and I try to be nice to him all the time.
I'm not nice to him.
I love Pittsburgh. He's a great dude, but he always pings about like redline alts pinging fleets or something like that. I don't know. It's weird.
You ever notice that Pittsburgh gets grumpy when his Penguins fucking lose a game? Like if he FCs a fleet and his Penguins are losing, he's like grumpy.
I mean, everybody would get grumpy if their favorite team is losing. That's why you guys are grumpy so much.
No, my
What are you
favorite
talking
team's the
about?
Leafs.
Enho's doing great.
Yeah, Enho won his match this most recent.
Anyways.
But yeah,
match,
he
did really
did.
well.
I saw that from work.
I joined Goons in February 24th, 2018, and I left Goons on May 12th, 2019.
So you're literally born sexy yesterday. Is that it?
What? What's that even mean?
Caleb, I mean,
Why do you have to translate everything for the room, Dark? This is ridiculous.
No. I'm just saying, like, you've really got to stop confusing the poor boy.
Who doesn't know what Born Sexy Yesterday is? It's like
Hi, me. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know
Why
what
would
the
I
fuck
know
you're
what that
talking
is?
about. It's some European thing, isn't it?
It's a classic trope.
There you
Goddamn
go.
Euro pores.
Moomin
know
says he
anything
tried
about
to
that
teach me, but I never listened. It's probably because I couldn't get over the sound of his shrill voice.
Moomin has a lovely
Truman
voice.
is not shrill.
Wow,
Moomin's
Redline,
voice
don't
is
Sorry.
be mean to our audience members like that, buddy. Come on.
Moomin's mean to me.
Moomin is a great man.
bastion of truthiness. You
Dude is
take
mean
that
to me
shit
all
back.
the time. I had to block him because he's so mean all the time.
I could see that.
So,
Moomin had to
Redline,
block me.
do you still have any friends in the Imperium? Any people that like you'd maybe want to come over to your north?
What?
It's been like 2
You kind
years.
of cut out
I'm not-
there.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I don't. I
So
don't
you don't
have
have any friends
in the Imperium.
in the Imperium? Wow.
Nope. Everybody that was my friend in the Imperium, the second I was on the opposite side of a battlefield, just started incessantly talking shit and downvoting all my posts on Reddit. And that brings us
Sure,
to
Don't
today.
downvote
you're
your
not
posts on
conflating
Reddit.
that with you just being a bad poster.
Yeah,
I'm
your-
the
your-
best
Hey.
poster. One
your
of my
stuff's pretty
posts is
shit
the
on Reddit,
top
dude.
is the 10th best post of the year so far.
But we're not
And
even
he's
halfway through
counting.
the year.
Oh, I know.
I just want to point out, Redline.
Ladies
it
and
didn't-
gents, I
Oh,
I do
that's
have
right,
to head
Mufin has
out.
to go. But that's okay.
I have to head out.
That's fine.
Bye,
I will catch you all
Mufin.
next week.
See you later, buddy.
Well, what do
but
I do
yeah,
with your camera?
Just
Oh.
kill it.
Yeah, you
All right, now I'll put this on and stuff.
Kill it like
Replace
the
it
English
with
did to the Irish.
replace it with a picture
What?
of his character.
What do you mean, Don? Don't you know the history with the English and the Irish?
That's you really don't want to like start that because you'll never finish.
Well, clearly the
I suppose
English
you're
never
used to
finished
that.
because Irish are still around.
We should address. All right, we should leave the
What,
politics out
genocide
of
now?
this.
What
We
the
don't need to
fuck
do
is
that.
going on?
I
We should
feel like,
address the.
But I was going to
this
say
is
real quick,
a weird spot for
Redline-
me to be in.
Redline.
What?
I
What?
didn't start chatting shit about you because you flipped. I was chatting
Okay.
shit about you well before you flipped.
Well, true. Yeah, I mean that's true. The people that were chatting shit about me before I left, I didn't flip, by the way. I had no intention of joining another nullsec alliance when I left Goons, just so that we're on the same page. But when I left, the people that were chatting shit before, they got a pass, obviously. But it was all the new people, like the thousands of Goons in local. Every single time I was in a system where they were,
Oh god,
just like
never listen
fucking
to the crowd.
turncoat,
Nah,
idiot,
never.
blah da 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 da.
So you're gonna have to remember, none of us knew that you had left until we saw you in NC.
Some of us did.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knew I left. Nobody knew I left.
That
And then
maybe
everybody was
it's
like,
with your
"Oh,
level of interaction with everybody. I don't know.
well, nobody knew I left." And then everybody
If
started
I-
accusing
if
me of
I-
trying to fucking start a goon exodus with the scare bears, like get everybody to quit. And I'm just like, dude, I left quietly. No one even knew I was gone. What do you want me to do? Announce it in a ping or something?
No, you have to Eve mail the alliance.
Yeah.
No, no.
as a point to anybody who is leaving, potentially consider Eve mailing the alliance.
But I will tell you that I'm in a much better place now.
Yeah. I was going to address the toxicity of Northern Coalition. Do you wish to comment on it?
Again,
love
with the
it.
toxicity thing, we need
I
that to solve.
love it. My corp is the most toxic corp in NC, and we're the best corp. We're actually not that toxic. You could say that we're the best possible friends and worst possible enemies.
So you're taking Goon's line.
Well, after this war, I don't think you guys are going to need it anymore.
That's talking a lot of shit for someone in crusading distance.
Actually, I want to talk about. I want to talk about something, because you've been in the channel obviously discussing, and I find this hilarious. So, Billy and Jeremy and Sandra and all them say that you guys are gonna just be there with them always, anytime Goonies rise up. Which, who knows, shit happens. But let's just assume that may be true, right? That you'll always be there anytime Goonies rise up, and that you guys are going to take a 6-month plus break from each other before you start fighting again. And what I find hilarious is literally in the same conversation, you and Pittsburgh and Bunny say, "Oh no, it's going to be a month, and then we're going to fucking kick their ass." So, what's it going to be? Do you know what NC's plan is on after the war? Either way, however it works out.
I have no idea. I haven't even been able to play Eve because I've been so busy with work. Like, I've been going in early, leaving late, trying to spend time with the wife who's now working an hour and a half away. So it's been insane. And I'm not even going to be back in Eve for another month, realistic. So I couldn't tell you.
But
So
from you know, Pappy, you've been
Dawn,
obviously on
come
that
on.
side for a while. Like, do you see you guys just ignoring a weekend and floundering test for any
do I
length of time?
do I see ignoring a weekend and floundering test?
Look, words are difficult. We're not gonna judge
Can
Dawn too
I'm not
harshly
judging.
for that.
Can we try that question one more time?
I'm
Is it-
asking, are you guys going to, do you believe that you, NC at least, would leave test alone in the state that they're going to be in after the war, no matter how it ends?
Yes.
And
You
you have
see
to.
them going home?
Look,
Do I see them going home? No. I don't think
Dawn,
I'm ever going to go home at this point.
Dawn, clubbing the baby seal is, questionable. Clubbing the adult seal after, they've grown a little bit and they can stand on their
Still kind of
their own 2
questionable.
feet.
Still kind of questionable.
Well, yeah, but how
Not
else are you
Canada.
gonna?
Dawn?
How else are you gonna describe beating on test?
I mean, Test is a very capable alliance, and they
Those
Sorry,
words
I'm a
happened in
smoker.
that
You are-
order, guys.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry, I
okay. They'll
forgot
be
this
okay.
is INN, not literally any other place that looks at facts instead of just
Oh,
ignores
facts.
things.
Yeah, I'm sure you go on a lot of facts-based
Look,
shows.
say
We have
what you
charts and
will.
graphs on the fucking meta show,
Say-
buddy. Come on.
Say what you will about Test, but they are a capable alliance.
Are they?
They can do things and they can do stuff.
When has
They
Test
don't.
ever done anything on their own in this war? Can you please
They
tell me?
they did a lot of stuff in period
Like,
basis.
okay,
With
so
no
took the whole-
resistance or
They
fighting.
took the whole region from you. What do you mean?
We didn't.
so you're
Ragnar,
saying Test took it because we didn't put up a fight.
Dude, almost
Ra-
everything has been you
let's
didn't put up a fight
So
this whole
we didn't put
time.
up a fight just because it was Test, not because of the threat of Pan Fam or coming up from behind. We just did it because it was
PanFam
just
was in
Test.
Fountain. What do you mean?
I want to be
I'm pretty
very
sure period
clear.
basis didn't get taken
We
while you
didn't
were in
have
Fountain.
the Golden Keepstar Highway while we were
I
in Fountain and Tess was in period basis fucking up your stuff. Come on.
I'm
The G
pretty sure
Magic
that's not
Jumpgate
true.
remembers your acts of aggression. That entire region remembers your acts of aggression on July 5th, 2020, when you reinforced everything and then just left, which was the most hilarious moment of inaction that I've ever seen. It was amazing. I loved it. But no,
I
like, say what you will about Tess, say what you will about their leadership. It doesn't matter. Like, they've got enough people to where they're a capable alliance. They can do stuff. They don't need PanFam holding their hand through everything.
So you're saying Test would be able to hold Delve if Pan Fam left?
I don't care if Tess can hold Delve or
Well,
not.
that's what you're saying, because you're saying
No,
that they can
he's-
do it on
he's
their own
not.
without Pan Fam.
He's
I'm
not.
saying
He's
that they are
saying that
very capable. They are a
they
capable
can get
alliance.
shit done. And Ragnar, we should be very clear here. Test are very good at providing value to their
That
coalition
is
members.
true.
That is so sideways, dude. I cannot believe that you've just said that. I cannot believe it.
I mean, you almost killed Ragnar a second ago with something that
I
I
did.
couldn't believe that you would say. So
Yeah,
here we are.
well,
We're
no,
just
it's
playing to the same standards
Dirk,
now.
I'm
I
an
mean,
avid smoker, as you can
what?
tell from my voice. So that's what came up. It had nothing to do
So,
with Test being
so what do you
Absolutely
want me to
not.
say? What do you want me to say?
So
Like, are you trying
I
to
don't.
get me to say something that
I
then
don't
you
want
can
you to
refer
say
back
something.
to on
I'm just
Reddit or
trying to
something?
get you to
Because I'll
say.
say it. It's
I'm just
fine. What do you
taking
want me
your
to say?
logical conclusion to what you're saying. You're saying Test is capable on their own.
Correct.
Okay. So if they're capable on their own, they'll be able to keep us out of Delve when you guys leave.
If they leave.
Well, Well, I'm just saying. Okay, if they leave, and it's just Test and Delve, you're
Can
saying
you
they
imagine?
on their own will be able to keep Goonswarm out.
Hey, look, I'm just saying that I
No,
can
Dirk,
see
Dirk,
a.
shut up! I want to hear what he has to say.
No, Redline said
I
if
think
they leave. He laughed at if they leave, and I'm just saying I can see a potential future in which NC, PL, PH go, you know what, fuck this shit, we're not leaving Legacy another 3 regions, we're taking those from Legacy, and Legacy can fucking suck
Yeah,
it.
but
Can you
okay,
imagine
I'm just
that
saying.
happening? Okay,
I'm
look,
just
what
saying if
you want me
that
to say is that do I think that Test can keep goons out of Delve? The
No.
answer to that is unequivocally no. I don't think anybody can keep anybody out of anywhere. As long as there are NPC systems, you can't fully kick somebody out of a region. Now, a follow-up question would be, do you think that Test can keep goons from controlling Delve? The answer to that question is unequivocally yes. I
No.
do think that
Why?
Test
What's
can
your
keep
evidence
goons
for
from
that?
controlling Delve. Because what are you going to control it with? If all of your structures, including your beloved towers and 1DQ, are dead, then what are you going to control it with? Like, you're going to stage
like
out
you
a
said,
fortifier?
there's
What are you
NPC
going to do?
Delve. We just stage
Right,
out of there
but
until
you
we get a
can't.
beachhead and drop a keep star like you guys did. It's not that
But you
hard.
can't dock supers in NPC stations more
I'm
than once.
actually with Redline on that, Ragnar, because you're asking a very specific question. Can Test keep goons out of Delve? And I think the answer probably is, in fact, yes.
No,
But
it's not.
only,
They
but
can't.
only, I think.
They
Sorry,
can't keep
for
anybody out of Delve.
Delve,
But controlling, yes,
Delve,
absolutely.
absolutely. But the caveat there is that they would have to dedicate themselves to it.
No, they wouldn't.
They're going to have a ton of fun building up other regions while we're still pushing Delve. That's really going to be enjoyable for their not particularly well-rounded leadership structure.
Have you been in Test before?
Fortunately, not.
I'm just
No, I
curious
haven't.
if you actually know their leadership structure, or if you're just spitballing based off of opinions that you see from a select group of people on talk shows and Reddit and stuff.
I'm spitballing based on a lot of things, but
Well, you can spitball
I am
listening to
spitballing.
Pro
for
God
sure.
Legend and Billy talk, and oof.
Yeah,
you can
I've
do that,
heard
Jimmy.
both those guys, and good lord.
Moomin in Twitch chat saying that he has been in Test before and it was shit because they all lied. Back before the Fountain War, but that there's a question about obvious cultural revolution versus
Yeah, so who was leading
subliminal
Test in the
cultural
Fountain War, right? I don't know who that was. I never played. But I will tell you this. The cool thing is that none of that actually matters yet. Because there's still the glorious system of 1DQ. And I'm really, 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 really hoping that it takes at least another month for us to break into it, because then I'll
Well,
actually
how many
be able
months
to
did it
play
take you to
Eve.
even get into Delve? And you're saying it's going to take a month to get into 1DQ?
Redline, what if it takes another year, bud? Are you still going to be fucking hammering at the gates of Delph? Or the gates of 1DQ, rather?
Oof, who knows?
Like, it's going to take you a year, maybe, right? It could. It could take you like a year. It could take you 2 years. Could take you 2 years, bud.
Do you think so?
I don't know. I'm not a strategy
goons
dude.
aren't going to stand down, so I mean, like...
We actually have people
that
we have people that do our strategy for us. Like, we don't rely on a fucking Villy, whatever the fuck that is, because that guy sounds like a, I don't know. I'm not gonna disparage.
God, who has a speech impediment.
The word spare parts comes to mind.
He relies heavily on ums, uhs, and
Here's the thing: is that you rely heavily on character attacks that are completely based on out-of-game representation, which automatically makes your opinion less valid than anybody else's.
Based on okay, wait a second.
You want to mirror
stand by.
the same shit that everybody else says.
Check. Based
like
on
a parrot.
Based on Villy's past strategic victories and defeats, based on Villy's past strategic victories and defeats, I can comfortably say that he is in fact spare parts.
Bud.
I will have to admit that I agree with Redline on this. The whole thing of reverting to personal attacks is pathetic, and it's not fucking necessary.
That's fine, but I don't care.
Right, you don't
Yes, we
care, and that's fine.
know,
You don't have
Ragnar.
to care. But the thing is that if you want to be somebody that's actually respected as an opinion, you kind of have to care. And if you don't want to be somebody that's respected as an opinion, you can politely let the adults have a conversation.
Yeah. You see, we should revert back to the way
adults,
we should revert back to the way Canada does its
Wait,
politics.
is it Tuesday or is it Thursday? I don't remember.
Can we switch?
Okay,
can we
it's
switch
Thursday.
up for
Let
a
me
second here?
calm it down a little bit then. Sorry. I'm sorry, Ragnar.
I
That was
want to
rude.
really. Don't
I just like watching you
apologize
two
to-
fight.
Right. First off, don't apologize to Ragnar.
Why? I'm not.
Because he.
That's not me, man.
No, that's fair. Tone down the trash talk, but don't apologize to Ragnar. Come on.
He's a big
Secondly,
boy.
Caleb, why are you trying to make a Linkin Park cover happen?
Because I'm
Did you see the one red line?
I wouldn't mind a Linkin Park one, but I still think that the one we really need seriously to make next is a Eurovision song, and it's Johnny Logan's "Just Another Year." Because I bet you that's the dream of Test and Norris. And they want this to go on for another year so they can have their blue donut forever.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants the blue donut forever. Like realistically, if you really look at like what was happening before Pappy and everything, it was like Pan Fam and Test fighting in Cash for nothing, by the way, for no fucking reason, just for the hell of it. That was a blast. You guys were fighting Snuffed and whoever.
You're missing some
And then
very
Pan Fam came over and interrupted.
Can I just say something, Don? That you're missing some very very important specific interest groups in the Pappy organization right now, and it benefits fraternity to draw this out for way too long. That is not something that can be discussed. They will benefit from as long as this thing remains blue. They're just gonna cash in every single month, right? And when it comes to Test really needs this to be prolonged because on the other side of this, they're in trouble. And that's the situation. The rest of the group, sure, they don't want this to be a forever war or a Serenity blue donut. Of course they don't. But that doesn't mean that a very strong interest group in there wants this.
If you want to talk about specific interests there, Caleb, and you brought up FRT, who are absolutely having fun with their crabbing back home.
I didn't know bots
as
could have fun,
the MER that we can't trust kind of suggests. But they're also doing a ton of work playing around in Legacy's back line already. Like,
they're dropping on AOM and Cloaky camping them.
They've been messing around with Army of Mangoes for about 3 weeks already. So, internal Pappy conflicts are already springing up. I'm not saying that this is the beginning of a pattern or anything. We won't know for a long time. But FRT are absolutely hitting some of Legacy's friendly... I don't even know how to define
in defense of Frat,
relationship
right?
with AOM, to be perfectly honest.
So Frat and AOM are not blue, by the way. Like they're not blue in any capacity.
Yeah, they broke that off like months ago.
They were never blue.
They were never
that was
gonna be blue.
They had they did have a nip, and then Frat sent Billy a message saying, "Hey, we're not going to be."
Holy shit, Dawn! A nip is not bluing somebody.
Yeah, he's got a point there, Dawn. Like we had a nip with Tess, and we weren't blue with them.
But AOM and Frat will be forever enemies, forever.
It's old Serenity politics, but
correct.
They
Frat,
were,
by the way, Frat are the ones who broke off from Serenity because of the blue donut. The fact that anybody would think that they want to create that same blue donut here is kind of maddening to me. Like, why would you create something that you ran away from, essentially? I mean, did they run away from it because they weren't the top dog? Or did they run away from it because they didn't enjoy that?
How many reasons have they taken over?
Like 4?
But Redline, the Serenity server had what? 5,000, 7,000 PCU? It was not really
Dismal.
comparable. So, so,
Yeah.
so, so of course you want to move from that to an actual living game. The question is, what do you want to do and what model of gameplay are you using? And I'm not saying that these people are botting. I'm just saying that they're massive turbo crabs and they are really good at making money. And for every day that they're allowed to have this peace situation where they can basically crab without any real challenge, is going to make them stronger. They're going to be the winners of this war. They're going to come out
And what are
so
they going
fast.
to do with it?
That's the question. And I've said this before.
I
They're
mean,
not
what
necessarily. They're not
What is a
necessarily good.
primarily Chinese time zone alliance going to do with being fat against primarily EU and US blocks? Alarm clock every day for 6 months to try to take a region?
That really comes down to
Right?
who they affiliate with, right? And if they are rich enough, then they can be the fat cat in any new organizational group that forms. This is why I still believe that there's going to be 3 groups on the other side of this.
What groups?
I mean, there are going to be 3 groups on the other side
might
of
be
this, no matter what.
Honestly,
because...
there may be 4 or 5 eventually. Just some blocks will be smaller than others, but while I don't like you guys ganging up on us to hit us in the face because it's quite rude, but I am excited to see Dock Workers and Dread Bomb and RC and Soft Out. All those groups are getting kind of that breathing
Snuffed
room.
aren't going to join a block again.
They're not. I
Snuffed are
know.
having-
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know what I mean. Smaller, medium-sized groups that are punching each other in the face, and it's causing some of the itty bitty groups to group up together and kind of build up their own little blocks to go hit each other. And Combat Wombat's taking space, Sorry's taking space, Wrong's taking space, Red Alliance is getting some space back, Dread Bomb's got their space, all this space, which they probably won't keep once things kind of settle and a block decides where they want to live. They may not, they may get to keep it, they may not, but it's kind of exciting to watch some of these smaller groups getting that space to work around and play around. Snuffed and them are having a fight with RC, I think, in Siege Green. Unfortunately, they're not big, they talk about it a bit, but they don't have their own shows to bring it up as much as I'd like. And
They do, actually. They just don't bring it up.
but it's that kind of stuff is exciting to see, that there are fun activities. Unfortunately, Tribute and Vale fell to Frat, but I know they were doing stuff up there for a while. And even though I don't like how honestly the war in general, but it is exciting to see some of the other groups. But I think a 4th block, or maybe just a 3rd one, who knows, but another block will rise up out of some of these other
There are
groups.
already 3 blocks.
Well, yeah, there's 3 blocks right now.
The assumption that there won't be 3 blocks when this is all over.
I'm saying there may be more.
So Redline, what would it take to get you to come back to Goonswarm? On a serious question.
I don't
Nothing.
think you can.
I could if I wanted to.
Really?
I don't know. I think you're blacklisted.
He's coming back when his job is done.
Black's only a color.
True.
Trust. Anyways, nothing. I have no desire to return to Goonswarm. If anything happened with my my membership here in NC, I would simply just either join one of the smaller groups or do my own thing again.
Redline, remind me if your name has a space in it or not.
It does, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're not blacklisted.
That's actually surprising, considering they.
Why is that surprising?
Only
considering
because
what?
Because of the people that we do blacklist for less.
I was blacklisted.
He didn't get kicked. He left, right?
I was blacklisted. There's a standard
No, sorry, blank space. Whoops.
I'm blacklisted. No, that's true.
I got caught out by a blank space.
I was gonna say, I'm not crazy.
But if
you are crazy, Jordan.
If you look into the blacklist, the reason of it, it's the standard left goons and join PanFam blacklist. It's not enemy of the state level blacklist. At least last I knew. It could be now, but I don't know.
We don't comment on our blacklist reasonings.
Let me tell you, getting the
okay.
reasoning out of somebody is like pulling teeth. Because
It was-
only
yeah,
there are
pretty
certain
easy.
access levels people get, and I cannot get some of the info I've asked for.
that
Well,
happens, and we don't comment on it.
I can tell you that last I knew, that's what the blacklist was. Standard switched sides blacklist.
The reason we don't comment on it is because previously we've had some people who have gotten some quite serious threats and things in the past, and so we don't provide that info anymore. We don't comment on that info at all. It's just
This was almost 2 years ago, so
yeah. The information exists. We don't comment on it.
If you'd like to come back, though, it's you can always send me a in-game PM, and I'll see what I can do.
Oh dear Lord, Greg!
I assure you,
Email.
I
Holy shit.
have no desire to. So
Well, you seem like a delightful, well-spoken young man.
Thanks, Greg. Very cool.
Oh, by the way, JP slipped in here while none of you were watching. So
Yeah,
I was
I'm
JP
Oh, hey,
Slipper.
JP.
replacing Mifune. I need a haircut just as badly.
So JP is our resident Babby. He joined Goonswarm in November. Actually, he joined Eve in general in November, and all he's ever known is Goonswarm at War. So
So is he a
I'm
strat
so
FC
sorry.
yet?
no, not yet.
Ah, rips.
Soon enough.
But we knew that his
Come on, man. It
personality.
only took me 4 months. 5 months?
We knew his personality was the type that it would thrive in Eve because he plays Arc and he's got like 15,000 hours or something in Arc.
Yeah. Well, give a shout out to the real Padu who subscribed at Tier 1. That's 6 months. Thank you very much, the real Padu.
I refuse to announce subscribers because I don't care.
So someone asks, is anybody from HiSec in here? Basically, everybody that's not me is from HiSec, since that's where
Yes.
a certain alliance that is strongly represented here currently makes all their money.
Hey, look.
Gotta
It's
do
not
what you
our
gotta
fault
do.
that CCP fucked Null.
We're doing fine.
I make money in HiSec. I've been making money in HiSec for a while though.
Okay.
I need a first piece
Sorry,
you can't mine.
Let me rephrase that. It's not our fault that we can analyze where best to make money, and CCP fucked Null.
Greg, here's a question for you, my friend. So you said, what would it take for me to want to rejoin Goons? What would it take for you, like, what would you give for me to join Goons?
I'd give you the promise that that you would enjoy yourself, and that I would dispel the myth of a toxic goon culture in about 20 minutes.
I'll give you feet pics.
How is that possible when you've got a goon in the chat saying Redline left because he couldn't grow any further as a FC equals he is shit?
Well, I don't know.
How are you gonna
I wasn't around at that time, so
how are you gonna dispel that myth, friend?
That may be truth. I don't
Come
know.
on.
No. It's just Ragnar's ult.
Oh yeah, that's Ragnar. Sorry. No, it wouldn't take long to get you reclimatized to goon culture and how much fun we do
We gotta
have
get that
here.
brain implant in again. Remember, Ragnar?
And we do not have fun at other people's expense. We have fun despite other people. Not to spite, but despite.
There's a lot of spite when we're fucking.
Yeah, there may be
killing
some spite, but like everyone's trying
Look,
to ruin our fun, right? Like
all
you
I
wanted to
know-
take down the great power block that was the Imperium. That's what you said on
That
Tuesday,
was.
anyways.
Holy shit, Greg.
What's
All
up?
I know is that when people in the NC say I'm shit, they're just kidding. At least that's what my mom tells me.
them.
And in fairness, I was kidding when I told you were shit. And I did that
Anyways,
a lot.
we give you that and a trillion-esque.
Fuck.
Trillion-esque?
What? Who's paying for that?
I don't know.
Him, apparently.
I got a credit card.
You gotta remember,
I
Greg
figure
has
it
been
out.
sundering.
Yeah, I'm in Sundering. We don't fuck around. We're not poor.
No,
All right, so Redline, you are
Yeah.
absolutely being scammed right now. Fucking Sundering every time.
Actually, so this goes back to one of the questions we've asked other guests in the past. If you could take anybody from another side, no questions, like there's no way of like how would this ever happen? Just like you could just pick up somebody from another corp or alliance and just plop them in your alliance. Who would you want to pick up and take with you?
From Goonswarm.
No, from he's not in Test, so Test he could do Goonswarm, he could do Test, he could do Dread Bomb, he could do Frat, any of them. What if you could steal anybody from another alliance? Who would it be?
It's a really interesting question. There's a lot of people that come to mind, but not a lot of people that I would necessarily want to steal, because they're all people that perform valuable roles in these other groups that would be missed in those groups, and I think it would be selfish. It'd be
No, don't worry
selfish.
about that. Don't worry. It's just straight up. There were no strings attached with it.
Ah! Oh, check. The Leafs just won in overtime.
Oh my god.
Nice. So now Killer82 is saying, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed your fleeps, but it appears leadership felt you were not a good fit for any higher level FC. That is also remarkably not true. They did not like that I whelped Ferox fleets.
No, consistently. Like how many billions
One
of it?
specifically. So there were 2 or 3 instances where one was that I had warped to a gate in Serbs, and there was a Sino on that gate, and as I was clicking Fleet Warp, a scout said, "There's a Sino on the gate," and then I was scolded because I warped my fleet to the gate and lost like a handful of ships and got everybody else out, and like, "Oh, you didn't listen to the scout," da-da-da-da-da. And then there was a fleet that I did a 24-hour New Year's Eve stream one year, and I took it up to Dead Coast Space, and it was a big Ferox fleet, and we had a great fight, and we didn't win the fight. And those were 2 instances where people were like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" And I basically said, "Because I want to have fun and fuck you, that's why." And that is what people didn't like. Like, if we're being honest, that's the real thing. And then I asked Dasher one time, and he was like, "Oh, it's because you were a shit FC." But that's not real, obviously, because I'm not a shit FC. And anybody who is on my fleets knows that I'm not a shit FC. I might be a little bit stupid sometimes, but I'm not a bad FC.
Nobody's going to claim he's a great FC, but he's not.
True, I'm
outright
not a
shit.
great FC. I'm a fun FC. That's my thing.
All right, so let's change Don's question around a little bit. You can poach one.
God, I forgot the question.
Yeah, you can poach any number of people from Goonswarm. Let's say with a cap at 5, right? You can poach 5 people from Goonswarm. Who would they be?
Give me the Matani, J Amazingness, the Big Red Boat, Aerith, and Arendis.
We'll give you boat for free.
Wait, no, not boat. Give me sexy Merkelchen. I mean Merkelchen, not sexy Merkelchen. Just regular
choice.
Merkelchen.
Good choice.
Regular Merkelchen.
I will
is
say
sexy.
all those are good choices for their own reasons. Though I would potentially
keep
swap out.
Moomin. Keep Moomin. Keep him.
Oh, come on.
Keep him.
Moomin's great.
We'll keep Moomin.
Moomin, I will take you anywhere I go.
So those are all good choices. Though I would probably swap out Mittens for either Kunmi or Zunkin.
Why?
It depends on what you're looking for, I guess. But if you want people who are gonna make plays, those 2 are the ones that'll make plays.
I mean,
I don't care about making plays. I care about dismantling the current Goon leadership.
Oh, that's your goal. Okay, no,
I'll quite
keep in your alliance to have fun.
So the idea that we don't, the idea that we don't have a scenario for Mittens
and
Merkelchen both disappear is kind
and
of funny
Jay
to start
and
with.
Arendis and Aerith. Your finance guy, your fits guy, your leader, your
Aerith
second
hasn't been
leader.
our
You're a bit
finance
out
guy
of
for
date
like
on
a
Aerith.
year.
I might be. What's that guy's name with all the graphs and the war bond shit?
Redline, Aerith
Casimir?
is not really playing at the moment, and you don't really think that the whole
Well, neither
cabal
am I.
is a one-man show, do you?
Aerith got pandemicked, but again, this is where we come back to the idea of like actual organizational structure, because you could take out, right, in terms of leading departments, you could take out Mittens, you could take out Merc, you could then take out Tuzzy, Horrendous,
Oh god, if you took Tuzzy, I'd be real sad.
And I'm not entirely sure who's actually running Point on
Maybe
the
a
finance
nominate,
team at the
remember?
minute. They're actually
It's
running
Casimir.
as a team at the
Casimir's
minute,
the
which is
point
kind of
on
fun.
I just think it's funny that he didn't target any of the actual playmakers.
I would have gone for I would have gone for Nom Nom and Kilgarth, because that would really fuck shit up.
But my point
That would
is,
fuck everything
you
up.
you could have them all stop playing Eve,
Okay.
and the organization would barely skip a beat.
Prove it.
What, you want me to have them all take a break from Eve at the same time?
Yeah,
in the middle of
permanently.
war.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, permanently. That's the
Promote
point,
me
right?
to Master Strategist of
Permanently.
the Imperium.
Yeah.
Hey, this could be like the tournament ban list that we choose
Look,
5 from each
you-
side and ban.
You look, see, now Moomin understands my strategy. I'm making you make a claim that you can't prove, which means it's automatically wrong. See? You're wrong, Dirk.
So, like-
and you can't prove yourself right.
Like Villy
Ha!
claiming that we couldn't supply 1,000 capitals or something during the M2 fight. I'm like,
This is just.
how am I supposed to?
It's funny, actually. I was reminded of solipsism the other day, and that is literally just solipsism.
What is solipsism?
Sorry.
I am totally
Seagulls.
down with.
Okay,
I'm totally down
okay,
with-
Caleb. I've explained some of your shit tonight. You get to play this one.
Isn't it like self-pleasure? Isn't it? Isn't that what that is? That was
hedonism.
gonna be your CCP name. Is CCP
yes.
solipsism or whatever, because you couldn't come up with something cool like CCP Rev.
Look, I actually suggested CCP soliloquy, but other people seem to
It's
think
too
that was
long.
not suitable.
People would just call you Soul, and you might as well just be CCP Son at that point.
What you eating, Greg?
Well, CCP
Stuffed
guacamole.
jalapeno peppers.
See,
Cold.
Greg is diabetic, so if he doesn't keep eating all the time, he'll die. So
I just had a peanut butter and chocolate protein bar.
I'm eating almond M&Ms.
I know of a better way for you to get your protein.
Ooh,
I ate 2 meatball subs and I feel fat.
I would too.
Do you? Do you, Greg?
Yeah.
But I like the idea. We should try that. Just have all of the big boys disappear for a month and see what happens. Oh wait, it's already. I'm kidding.
The irony is that the
But
ones
then
that
you guys on your side have to do it too. Okay, it's like the as you said, the ban list.
that's not going to be fair, because the ones that Redline just mentioned could leave and go on a long break, and the Imperium wouldn't skip a beat.
In a battle situation, Redline, who are you most afraid of in Goonswarm in a battle situation?
Nobody.
If you
No one.
had a fleet on field and you looked up and you saw the enemy FC, who would you be more terrified of, or the
Not
most
a single
terrified of?
person.
Elo
Not a
Knight.
single person. Fleet fights don't scare me. They make me excited. That's why I enjoyed them so much.
Who would you? Okay, I'll rephrase the question. Who would you feel most challenged by?
Well, I don't know, because I haven't had a chance to fight a lot of them, or any of them really. Like, I haven't had a chance to fight Mr. V. I would love to fight Mr. V, even though I heard he's more likely to stand down than fight these days, which I understand. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd like to fight Mike Flood. I'm pretty sure I could turn him inside out.
Not on his birthday.
You couldn't
Every
fucking
day,
beat, you couldn't beat Mike Flood.
goddamn birthday.
I will 100% fucking guarantee you could not beat Mike Flood.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's set this up. 100
All right,
100.
let's do it.
No. What we need is a leadership Thunderdome. We all just meet up in real life, right? And 1v1 until the victor, and then the war's over.
We should just.
We got to be careful with that.
The sun with Mittens versus Billy or whatever, and just see. Oh wait, we'd lose that one.
I actually want
here's the thing though, is that like realistically, I don't get scared during fleet fights. Like it's not something that I'm programmed to do. Like I get more focused during fights. That's the whole reason I didn't want to go and glass PanFam, is because it was going to be completely boring. But instead, when I rejoined PanFam, I got to be in the fights where it wasn't boring. So like when there was a
You're
fight,
not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. I don't say things that are wrong a lot of times.
The issue there is, you don't want to go do something, but it's actually positive organizationally. Like that was good for us at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, positive.
Moomin has a very fair point in that, they evac'd rather than stand their ground, which
even the war before in 2018
the fights, but...
that I spent so even after when I was in ops during the pureblind whatever X47 all that kind of shit, I did that shit for what 6-8 months. I don't know how long
we
it
were
was
there for a while.
But that whole time I was doing that shit even after I got demoted from ops for being too fun and not caring about the core of the group. I was still doing that shit, and it was boring most of the time because it was all just structure bashing and grinding, and that's not my gig. It's never been my gig and never will be my gig.
All right. So you bring up grinding.
You put me in control of a 50, 60 man fleet, and you pit me up against a 100-man fleet. I will have a fucking blast. I might lose, but I will have a fucking blast all day, every day.
That's always fun. But yeah, I do want to actually just comment real quick and acknowledge a quote from Avocado Dip in Twitch chat, which is it's a fun name.
It's a fucking great name.
Who suggested that, Redline was an arrogant mofo. And I just wanted to say, anybody who is an FC, anybody who's been an FC, anybody who's willing to come on a Twitch chat about EVE Online and defend their position week in, week out, of course they're arrogant motherfuckers. We all think we're right. We all think that, we have solid opinions on...
And as a point of order, I'll come anywhere.
Come up.
Damn right you will.
Dirk, why are you trying to do an ellipsis back on solipsism?
Listen,
look, I'm trying to circle back to the soliloquy, but if I'm going to talk about, arrogance in a person just because they decided to come on a Twitch chat and say, hey, I reckon I could beat a lot of the enemy FCs.
So what my question would be is, what did I come on here and say that would classify me being arrogant? Because as far as
you said you're always right.
Well, I am always right. That's not arrogant. That's just facts.
It's
No,
just
no. He's not arrogant. He's a solipsist. He literally thinks he's the only person in the universe that exists, and it's fine. Then all of his
Caleb, you're a figment of my imagination. Shut up.
Solipsistic. Extreme egocentricity.
I knew that you would pick up on that particular part of that definition. Have fun, Redline. Go on.
The first
explain
fucking line.
solipsism to us.
It's of relating to or characterized by extreme egocentricity.
Well, that's a misnomer. It's not the egocentricity. It's that they literally think that they are the only person in the universe.
Well, that's the definition. Have you ever come across Merriam-Webster.com?
Have you ever come across...
The word of the day is hobbit, by the way.
Ooh, great. Very nice. I will say, hold on. I wanted to just point out that on Tuesday, I made a fantastic joke because Billy said he was a Grinder FC, and I was like, "Oh, you're on Grinder," and it was hilarious. And
it was not hilarious.
It was fucking so funny as hell. Jesus, Redline.
Inappropriate as fuck.
I don't care. It was funny.
What? What was so inappropriate about it? Do you have? Are you afraid to talk about sexy things?
Talking about Grinder is talking about people's sexuality, which is real life shit, and real life shit is something that we don't talk about on our channel because we have other things that we can talk about.
Well, we were just
But it
talking
was
about sexy
Well,
things, man. It
he
wasn't
laid it out.
necessarily
It was
real
set up.
life.
It was so funny.
it's
good.
basically like us taking the piss out of Mifune's haircut and him saying, "Oh yeah, like I matched on a bunch of people on Tinder this week because of it." It's just like, really?
But
Does
it was
anybody
funny.
actually care?
Get over yourself, Redline. Jesus Christ, bud.
It was funny.
I would love to.
It's just why does anybody give a shit? You know, like, really?
Oh, imagine being so insecure about sexuality that you can't joke about it. Imagine being so mentally dense that you can't come up with something else to joke about.
But it
Fuck's
was
sake,
funny.
get the
It was
fuck
like
out.
it was like
How
a
do I
Fuck
time
light
this
Tuesday.
person out? Come on.
Can't.
How do I
You
time this
can't.
guy out? Click to claim a bonus.
No,
Get
don't.
That's
started.
bromander. You can't do that to bromander.
Modify a single emote. All right, where's the Fountain Frank one?
Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna go in on the Cartesian philosophy, but I think that moment is gone.
Yes.
Boom, squished Fountain Frank. Fuck it.
You squish Frank. I forgot you have rolls on here every now and
I don't
then.
have rolls on this
He
at
spent
all.
his watching points on that one.
Yeah, my watching points.
Oh, okay.
He watches us
You
so
know-
often that he has the enough points to squish Frank.
I thought
It's
about it
literally
this week.
900.
And you know what? I'm annoyed at you, but not for what you think. I'm annoyed that you didn't remind me to promote Rain last week, because I would have totally promoted Rain's stream on for the last weekend to help
Donnie,
keep everything going.
Donnie,
and
I
you didn't say
want you to
anything.
understand that when your show was going on, I was literally asleep. Like
Yeah, but you
last
could have
Thursday,
messaged me earlier that day.
I didn't
I
even.
have really bad memory. Okay.
I wasn't even properly functioning that day. I came home, immediately fell asleep, and didn't wake up till the show was already over.
Like, right, so Dawn could have done
Birthday
a thing,
boy!
Redline could have done a
Happy
thing, and
birthday
Mike.
to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you. Happy
Happy
birthday! I'll still
birthday,
kick your
dear
ass and sleep
Mikey.
fight. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, Mike,
So,
Redline
Mike, you
wants
gotta
to go up
fight.
against you, one-on-one.
Yeah, here comes the challenger. Go, Mike.
No, 100 versus 100, but yeah.
Okay.
Did you not know why you came on the show?
Greg PM'd me and I yelled, "Beam me up, Scotty," as I joined the fucking channel.
So Redline says that he would beat you in a fight. In a fleet fight. So we want to see this.
I would.
like, fucking muted
I'm saying
so.
250 versus 350. I'd still do great against him. Like, I like my odds. There's very few people that I'm just like, I don't like the odds.
There
One
we
of
go.
them is
Redline likes his odds. Mike likes his odds. Let's figure out a time for this to happen.
Right now.
Did Mike just say that he was willing to do a 2-1 or 3-1 against Redline? Is that what he said?
Mike said that he was willing to do like a 1.4 to 1.
I didn't hear that at all.
If I on the pit, wait,
250 to 350 is what he said,
Yeah.
which equates to like 1.4 to 1 or something.
Redline said he'd take Mike Flood on any day of the week. So I'd say we just leave this equal numbers, right?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Redline to come.
No,
like, there's been plenty of times where he's been active and I've had fleets out, and then just he either Joey or Itchy. It's not Joey. Pits FCs. So like,
Greg, let's not do 1-to-1. Let's not try and fluff the numbers that way. If we're going anytime, any day,
define
then we pick a
active,
time
though.
and a day. The two of them ping. They fight with whatever numbers they get.
In a single fleet?
Single fleet, single ping.
Okay.
Also, Greg, your wonderful Mifune picture has broken a little bit.
So can I ping Pappy? Or do I have to ping NC?
NC.
Ugh.
Whatever your ping rights are.
Whatever my ping. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah, that means he pings everyone. Then
so if it's my ping rates, then I'll be able to ping Pappy. Got it.
Okay,
you get one ping.
You get one ping.
One ping
One
target.
ping only.
One ping?
One ping target.
Just ping
a
after
single
assemble.
No, Dawn,
Bring-
I'm specifically saying one ping target because I know that our tool allows us to ping multiple targets at once. So
Oh, okay.
one ping target, you get whatever numbers you get, and then you fight it out.
So Mike has to ping opt all, okay? He has to ping opt all.
Oh, well, we'll get nobody then because nobody's
there-
an
is there
opt-out
an
but me.
opt-
Yeah, because never got opt out when we got ping right.
Is there
Like,
what?
Is there an opt pappy to be equivalent here?
Yes.
Also, Jeremy
Really?
just got killed by the keep star. Just saying.
Nice.
That's fine.
Which one?
Was he in a monitor?
I'm not sure. Cryo just PM'd
He
me
probably
with Jeremy.
is. But he's not in the Hansa monitor because we murdered that.
If it's in a monitor, I'm not surprised because the monitor actually masses higher than a battle cruiser in most situations and is just generally a shit ship.
Jeremy says they just kind of spaghettied. Just Jeremy things. I love Jeremy. He's great. Who
So
is Redline?
here's
Failed
the
FC.
It's my
Go fuck
favorite
yourself,
person to fuck
Taco.
with.
God damn. See,
Not
this is
true.
what I mean. Everybody just continues that narrative. He's a failed FC, blah 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 blah. It's so dumb. I'm goofy. It's goofy.
That's not true, Redline. Dawn just said that you were the favorite person to fuck with. That's like that's
No, that's
nice.
Jeremy.
No, Jeremy's my favorite person to fuck with because he's an idiot and it's great.
Redline's
He's
not a failed
adorable.
FC.
Well,
What
problem
the
is-
fuck sort
so-
of commentary
Okay,
is that?
so let me give you some context here. Okay, so none of us knew that Redline had actually disappeared, right? So then we see him on NC's side, and then stories start circulating about, oh, he got kicked out of ops, and so you put two and together, not in Goonstorm anymore, kicked out of ops. There you go. That's what you're gonna think. Now, Redline and I have talked about this a lot about kind of what his steps were from A to B, how he got there. But the stories that are circulated and the optics that were given, it looks like the Redline left. It was kicked out because of ops or whatever, but that's not necessarily the full story. So
It's never the full story.
it never is. That's why I would never, unless I know who the person was specifically, I will not bash somebody that I personally liked that got kicked out.
The funniest
people-
part about any story like that is that the public aspect of it is almost always at most 50% accurate.
I did a fucking AMA and everything.
It's just like
wasn't this when you did your invasion of Pravi?
No.
Yeah, no, didn't you leave?
he doesn't
Goons,
like to talk about that one.
Yeah,
I just want to talk about that.
the failed invasion of Pravi. Then you went to NC, and then you fed to Manka. And I
I
only
did what?
remember you got Manka. It's the init 17-year-old, the Russian.
That's
I
oddly
fed to
specific.
Manka?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? When was this?
You remember when you fed to
Really, who?
Inikiki's NSI?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, you're the reason why Manka thinks he's good at Kiki's.
Oh, nice.
Oh look,
But-
what were we talking about earlier about FCs and egos and just generally being arrogant mofos? Of course, you assume that the one time you won against a thing makes you good at the thing.
I'm obviously good at Titans because I haven't fed a Titan yet.
Mike, just
To be fair, I have not fed
Go to
any
bed,
Titans on my
Mike.
capital fleets.
But see, and then there was that one time over in I believe it was Fountain, more recently than that, where I shredded. I don't remember whether it was Darkshines or Panda. I think it was Darkshine. I shredded his fleet, his Ishtar fleet. That was fun.
How many did you have?
I don't know. It was like 50 to 50, something like that. But he didn't really do much against it. Kind of sat there and died.
So here's the real question I have to ask the Redline.
Why do you have to ask me so many questions? Why can't I just exist without being
How
a
do you-
question
how-
answer? God.
How
what's
do
your
you
question?
feel about 10mm Cerberuses?
Why would you ever put a Tenemen on a Cerberus?
Someone
Like,
suggested
what?
that a couple weeks ago.
what could possibly possess somebody to do something so brainless?
I
Like,
don't
why
know.
would you
I think
even bother?
I couldn't tell you, but that was someone was like, yeah, you on one of my fleets was like, yeah, just fit a 10 MN on a Cerberus.
No, don't.
You know,
Oh, God.
every
Fit,
FC's worst nightmare.
like, fit a... Fucking... Maybe put a 10 MN on an Eagle. I don't know if you'd want to do that, even.
Dude,
Micro
the
upgrades are
old
just
school,
so good.
the old AB Eagles that Snuff ran, those things were actually kind of sexy. Not gonna lie.
Fucking AB Eagles, really, Mike?
Yes, they worked
AB is the
really
new
well against Horse.
frontier.
Well, no, this is before the Munin became king. Was Snuff was running an AB Eagle Doctrine, but also Snuff just ref to Keepstar tonight, so we
Oh,
might
really?
see
Which one?
Sorry.
Secede, the Siege Green Keepstar.
Nice.
Why can't they take out the ones that are like empty and low sec? Like, come on. There's like 10 of them. Marmeha, for God's sakes. You could go blow up with no contest.
Why? Because Norris has characters in Snuff. Why would they blow up Norris's Keepstars? Like,
Because it'd be funny.
yeah, but Snuff is gonna go kill Siege Green first. Like they've been fighting Siege Green for how many years? They're gonna focus on killing their actual enemy before someone who's actually like friends with them.
Can we
That's
just
not-
respect the fact that, like, half a year ago, Snuffed Out wasn't even an alliance anymore?
Yeah, when Tao left and then they reformed and now they're fighting all of Losec collectively.
Wait, you didn't see a Snuff Reformation coming the moment that they said they were just gonna, like, disband?
All that means is Tao's taking a break for a couple months, so they're gonna go join Trigger Happy. Or like Volta.
This is like believing all of the Snuff Reddit posts that say that they're doing X or Y or Z. The moment you believe a thing Snuffed Out said, you possibly want to take a look at your powers of reasoning and critical thinking and just general memory.
-1 Pittsburgh monitor.
What? Nice.
I'm being PM'd live updates from the Keepstar gunner about
Hmm.
who he's shooting. Redline, I'm waiting for your malediction to die.
My malediction, I'm not there.
Oh, you don't have malediction with high grades there?
No.
Not this time.
Oh,
I've
son of a
never-
bitch, all my power just shut down.
Well,
I've
good luck.
never lost a high grade set or anything. I don't really know where that came from.
I distinctly remember you losing a set on stream live.
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else that was doing camera work for me.
Nope. I
actually I accidentally lost a mid-grade set of amulets in the M2 Tac Keepstar. So, like, this shit happens. I don't know what we're talking about here, really.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen to me. I would never do that.
I literally just rewatched that episode to watch me catching Jeremy speaking nonsense again, which was great.
Okay, Dawn is having fun self-congratulating.
So, Don, are you saying you have
Bravo, Dawn.
receipts?
Yeah.
No. I don't think.
Of Jeremy saying they've never lost a capital engagement in M2. I knew what he was trying to say, but it was really funny to fucking get him with that. It was and I was cracking up about it for like.
I mean, it sounds like you're still cracking up about it. So
It was funny.
I mean, it was funny. You're right.
So Redline is so unengaged with this this conversation that he's actually picking up space work while we're having it.
Shut the fuck up, Derek.
So are we gonna get some new art for the stream? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not for the stream, no. But if you want it, I got you. Just let LifeShifter know to add me to a card.
Can you make me a?
This is actually for a really interesting article that's set to go. I think tomorrow.
He provided a fairly shit image to go off of, so I'm having to kind of put my own spin on it, which is nice.
Can you make me a form signature? I've always wanted one.
I mean,
Yeah, I can do that.
speaking of articles that are going tomorrow, for anybody in the audience who is listening and is interested in cooking and just generally, making nice food, we're kicking off a new series tomorrow called Carmafleet Cooks. It's various recipes and images of these recipes, and just kind of like a step-by-step method for making a bunch of foods, coming from the various people in Carmafleet's Discord cooking channel. Tomorrow we've got meat candy. I'm not gonna give you more than that, but meat candy article coming tomorrow morning, and then I've got a backlog of articles for this series already. I'm about 6 weeks ahead on different bits of cooking recipes for people.
And
All right,
please
wait a
remember
second.
that this is Karma Fleet Cooks, not to be confused with Merkel Chen's OnlyFans URL.
Yeah.
Carmen
Yeah, I was going to
Cox?
say, like, can't we have Merkelchen seductively eating the food that is cooked on stream?
You'd have to talk to Merkelchen about that. I do know, however, that Merkelchen will be streaming at some point in the next day or two with a bunch of European beer suggestions. I've been seeing pictures of his beer selection for the last few days, and his European beer selection is actually quite extensive. He's got about like a dozen different European beers to try over the course of a stream. So, Merc is trying the beers. We're trying the recipe thing, and just generally, like,
And I'm running an interview with Mike Azariah
I
tomorrow, which should be
I
fun.
I wish I had a smoker for this recipe tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
What do we got coming up from Theta, Don? What's what can we look forward to?
Absolutely nothing.
Nah, I got some ideas. We can do like if Karma
Theta's a
Fleet
dead squad.
if Karma Fleet cooks, then Theta can. I don't know. Oh,
First.
that was
Listen,
no.
what
Where's
we
where's
do-
our fan fictions, Don? Where's our Ragnar fan fictions that we were promised if we got a Titan
Listen,
fight?
you guys keep ruining the stories by like progressing the war, so my stories then don't make sense. Okay, I was gonna have Asher and Billy like duke it out with stuff, but apparently that's not gonna work out the way I wanted it to. So now I gotta come up with a different idea.
Has Redline ever been a topic of one of your stories, or even a thought to put in as a character?
No.
Redline, have you
She-
ever read Don's
she
stories?
threatened me with it once.
No, they're very good.
Have you read any of my stories?
Fuck no. What do I look like? A fucking... I don't know what I was going to say there, but no,
Pornographer?
I've not... I choose not to read graphic novel content. I am not a middle-aged woman drinking wine next to a fireplace in a red recliner wearing nothing but a bathrobe and golden bangles.
Okay,
Like you'd be good at it.
That was pretty damn good, buddy. I got a chub.
there's a question there about are only women allowed to do that? Because I mean, red wine on a wonderful recliner next to an open roaring fireplace with a bathrobe. I mean, I'm even okay with the bangles, to be honest. That sounds like a really chill evening.
You would wear the bangles.
I mean,
You
all
don't
I'm
have
saying
to
is I'm
wear
not
the bangles.
opposed to the bangles. If that's how I get my really chill recliner, wine drinking, open roaring fireplace, nice relaxed evening. If the only way
Well,
I get that is with the
it's
bangles, I'll take the
It's a
bangles.
middle-aged American woman, so it's an electric fireplace. Let's be
Oh
clear.
no.
It's
no.
still warm,
No,
and it's got
that-
speakers on it, so it goes.
really, there is something very specific about an open fireplace. I
Someone
grew
says-
up in a house with an open fireplace, and I really do miss that one.
Someone says you would wear the bangles on your dangles.
There you go.
Ooh,
Look,
giggity.
who are you to judge where I wear my bangles?
I am not going to judge where you'd wear your.
Mr. Curator, why would you judge where I wear my bangles?
Here's the real question.
Caleb,
How
they're
often-
kink shaming me.
How often do you hear the word bangles used in conversation?
Like,
Like, before tonight, when was the last time you heard somebody unironically say the word bangles?
when I fucking talk about the great female rock band, The Bangles.
It was about 2 months ago, to be fair. It's
Really?
not an irregular occurrence for me.
To talk about bangles.
To at least have the word used in conversation.
Huh.
I don't very regularly talk in depth about bangles, but, you know, commenting on somebody's bangle or whatever is a thing that I might actually hear one person say to another in the course of my job, which is a terrible situation to begin with.
Hey,
Anyway,
bro,
yeah,
nice bangle.
it's a thing.
Listen to the
Oh,
Bangles
wow.
right now.
Bangles are like jewelry worn around the wrist. They're generally like thin bands of metal or
Sometimes they can be thick. They're also an item that you can put on your characters in most Final Fantasy games. That's how I know the word bangle, let's be honest here.
Bangles are an equivalent to bracelets.
Yes. Fancy bracelets. Bangles. Now you
Generally
know.
very thin bracelets. Like bangles are normally thinner.
Eve
a
is not a
bracelet.
simulation. Greg, what are you doing with your notes here? I saw that you said Redline is not Dave Archer, which I appreciated.
I was being nice to you, man. I figure I gotta throw a little candy your way.
He's also shilled for Mad Cow's Falcon Fund tonight.
Mad Cow lose more Falcons?
I mean, Mad Cows was never paid for his Falcons in the first place.
Yeah, if you got extra ISK, you should send it to Mad Cows.
So
I
so
miss
what
the
you're
homie Mad Cows.
so what you're telling me is that the Imperium is struggling with SRP because they can't even pay
No, he's in snuff.
for
He's in snuff.
bangles.
Yeah. Yes. You heard it here, folks. Goonstorm is struggling for money. Clearly.
Clearly, that is
Because
why
you can't pay for bangles.
Yeah.
Well, we can pay for bangles. We just couldn't pay Mad Cows for his Falcon 4
Okay,
years ago or whenever the fuck that
if you
happened.
can pay for bangles, then buy me a bangle.
Why you're an NC.
Pay for my bangle. Nobody else is gonna pay for my bangle. I'm not gonna pay for a bangle. Fuck
Just have Vince
that.
pay for it.
I think
No.
we should actually take a look at whether or not the multi-dollar empire could pay for a red line spangle.
I gotta
We
say,
should make that a merch thing. Actually, let's add it to the store. The red line bangle.
I gotta say, what I think was fantastic is that I made a comment about the Reddit stuff that was happening, and I made that comment to Vince, and he said, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Ouch."
You
He
probably
was only
It's pretty
he was
rough.
only kidding, but it's still I felt it hard.
Ice Cold Dark suggests that the fact that we are struggling to pay for things is why our SRP wallet is empty every day, and I want to refute that by saying that realistically, our SRP wallet is empty every day because the man, the myth, the legend that is Amir Sash is an absolute SRP monster.
I
Hell
heard it's
yeah.
because you guys are poor.
Yep.
Yes, I'm totally poor. I just bought a new Aeon. Totally poor though.
Damn, I wondered who bought my Aeon. Shit.
Shit, I didn't know you were Misa. Fuck.
Nah, he was a broker.
How are you guys doing for ISK? How's NC specifically doing for ISK? Are you guys okay? You need a little fucking a little front to the end of the war?
Do
Or?
you need a loan?
No. Flush with cash as far as I know.
And NC have been building their war chest through their rental empires for about a decade at this point. They're fine.
That's why we can afford to literally just roam and PvP all the time. Like we have had in the last year, we have had maybe 2 months of downtime, and like in the time that I've been in NC, it was first the the semi-defensive Tribute and Veil, and then it almost immediately went
The
into
not quite defense.
the semi defense, and then it went immediately into fighting Dead Coalition, and then right after that was done, it went to fighting in Cash, and then before we even finished in Cash, it was okay. We're Pappy now. Let's kill goons. And
Why would you go to Cash?
I don't know, but it was fun.
What could possibly have enticed you to go to Cash?
It was fun. It was like it was Legacy and PanFam, mostly like NCPL. Horde came a couple times, but it was Legacy versus NCPL, and like we were trying to install NSH in the area, and Legacy was trying to install I forget who it
Vindictive. It
was.
was Vindictive.
Vendy.
Oh, okay. I
So like
understand.
we were
Sorry, I didn't
fighting.
realize that you
It was
went
a
to
proxy
Cash.
war.
I didn't realize you went to Cash to wage a proxy war against Legacy. Like,
It was amazing though. It was so much fun because it varied between like, smaller like 300 people engagements to bigger, 6 to 700 people, and that ever was like the tie-dye was manageable and everything that you did actually mattered and all this and that. And it was just
I
it was a
mean,
good time.
I remember one night. I remember one night we were on comms and we actually thought a Titan fight was about to kick off. Like dead ass, it looked like Billy was about to drop Titans on NSH. We're like, oh no, a Titan fight's about to start.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
s-
it got close a couple of times. Like they dropped supers, and I think Villy did drop Titans one time,
yeah, and
and
then
his
the next,
Komodo was there,
yeah,
but
I
we
remember.
didn't counter.
No, I think if I remember right, you guys moved your Titans in range the next day, so that's why there's no fight after that. And then the war kicked off shortly after the when we were gonna go drop supers on Snuff, and then we realized, oh, everyone in the game has dreads here. This is
Yeah,
kind of sus.
and I mean, somebody in chat now is saying that you don't see much of NC and Delve, and I feel like you're not paying attention because NC is one of the most strongly represented groups in this war.
they
Like
really are.
say what you will about NC and being toxic or whatever, but if you say that NC is not a strong fucking alliance and punches well above their weight class, you are fucking wrong and you are fucking stupid.
I'd also like to interject real quick, and that there's a question that has been asked that is relevant to a lot of different alliances at the minute, which is from Zanista, who asks, "What the heck is a war bond?" And I kind of want to throw this to Caleb real quick. Caleb,
No, don't. Caleb doesn't understand
what's a
war
war
bonds.
bond?
Caleb went AFK, I'm pretty sure.
Caleb's
You
fallen
can't
asleep.
We've been
You
going a
can't-
while too.
and I'm gonna
So.
you
beat
can't
him.
throw it to Caleb because Caleb doesn't know what war bonds are.
So
All right,
in the
take it, Redline.
No idea
Alright,
what
yeah.
bonds are. I don't know anything about financial products, so move along.
See, exactly, just like I said.
Caleb just wants to talk about extreme egocentrism, isn't that right, Caleb?
No, I do have a small comment on the whole war bonds and bonds in general. There's a little bit of a topic that hasn't been touched upon, and this is the type of culture that you're part of that actually issues the bond. Because when you are buying a bond, you're kind of making a bet that these people are going to be able to pay you back.
Right. So
And you
you've
also make a
skipped
personal
ahead a step.
investment based on whether or not you're willing to actually risk your money. So I'm
You've
just
skipped
trying to
ahead a step.
yeah, I know I did. I
Because
don't want this to take an hour, right? So I'm just saying that from a bonds perspective, it makes a lot more sense to issue a bond in the Imperium from a cultural perspective than it does in Pappy.
I would ask Caleb to condense what is a bond down to 30 seconds, but I know he's incapable of it. So, Caleb, could you do it in 2 minutes?
It's a piece of paper that is literally like a receipt of you giving someone a loan.
And if you lose, you don't have to pay it back.
Yeah, if someone burns your receipt, you're fucked.
As it turns out, bankrupting a nation state means that you're not getting paid. What a surprise.
Sorry, seriously, defaulting on bonds is not some sort of magical new thing that never happens. Read up on it, guys. It's not that difficult. And sovereign states have actually defaulted on bonds more than once.
All right, Redline. Fucking questions to you. What is a war bond?
I don't fucking know what a war bond is officially. I was just trolling Caleb because he mentioned that on Tuesdays, where somebody said that he didn't know what war bonds were, and it was funny.
Okay, it is funny actually.
Well, that
So,
was
now that I have the
Caleb,
context.
actually originally done by McLeod because he likes to troll me on Push to Talk, and he has found many new and inventive ways to do so.
But why don't
Wait,
you ask me a question I do know the answer to?
If Zanista buys a war bond for 1 billion ISK, how much can they expect back?
Your war bonds?
1.1, depending.
Any war bond. Like, how much
Well,
can
it
they expect back?
depends on the war bond. Yours, I believe, is at like 2%, so you get like 10,000 ISK a month or something like that, or 100,000, something weird. It's like a tiny amount. I remarked at how tiny it was.
I don't think any of the war bonds that have been issued have actually gone through the proper procedures of an actual bond, but that's beside the point.
So if I can't, I think it's like 1.1. I think is what they'll get back at the end, per war bond. I know we did our first round.
So that's 100 million on a billion.
It's 10% that you get
Yeah,
back
it's
over the course
10%.
of a
You get
year.
10%. Yeah, you get 10% back. So you get like 10 mil a month. Or so. I'm not sure on the numbers. That's a Casimir thing.
It's not 10% a month. Holy shit, that's not how 10%
I beat
back over the course of
Red!
the year
Oh, I
breaks
said
down.
It's 8,333,333 a month.
Basically,
It's literally
yes.
less than a cormorant hull a month from your war bonds.
Well,
which
that
is
depends on where you buy the cormorant hull. To
Yeah,
be
I
perfectly honest,
was gonna say if you go to horde staging and you start looking for corms, you're looking at 40-50 mil a corm.
a cormorant for like more than 8 billion ISK. Holy shit!
Say that 2% a month is a fairly good interest
Dude,
rate.
can
but
I
the
just
problem here is that 2% a month for a year is
can I
really
just address this raging moron news lines in chat? That literally wasn't me that said that, you dumb fucking moron.
Whoa,
Stop
easy,
talking about
easy
me.
on our guest, lad.
Find a new
Jesus.
person to have live rent free in your head. It's exhausting and it smells like shit in here. I hate you.
Redline, you should really pick up the whole skill of ignoring Twitch chat.
Yeah, I just stopped
I
reading it
can't.
after a while.
I can't.
Really, like you glance at it once in a while and you find the fun questions and you ignore literally fucking everyone else because
I'm
they're
trying
all
so
fucking
hard.
raging.
My
more.
voice is so distinct and girly that you can tell when it's me talking. You don't have to pretend that you don't know my voice by now.
I don't think it's
That's all you
girly. I
know.
think it is like a unique timbre. I'm gonna take this short short interlude to show you guys something.
This was an
By the way,
interlude?
we've been going a half an hour extra, A, which is unique, but B, we
It's
should wrap it up.
It's my cat. It's doing the dishes though. This is from a while ago. He was a little kitten.
Your cat has a very unique way of doing the dishes. Are they trying to? This is some sort of weird spraying technique.
Well, he's
how
a
effective.
he's a cat, and there ain't really any dishes. Like he's done all the dishes. It's playtime now. He's fucking cleaning up with the water.
Right. So the cat has already done all of the dishes.
Yeah, put them away.
Fantastically effective technique, and is now basically just chilling out,
What is
having a
happening
drink.
right now? Okay, final thoughts, guys. Let's final thoughts this out.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
let
we
you
should.
beat up. Redline's being a good sport for letting you guys beat up on him so much.
Somebody was beating me up?
I'm
They were
suspecting that
aggressive.
Newsline, due to the name, is actually a ventriloquism puppet.
Oh yeah, Redline, that's your alt.
Well,
Wait,
so,
is
no,
that?
So we figured this out. So basically, during the process of creating Whelp Squad, Havage started cloning Dave. One of those clones was Redline, one is Newsline, and one may or may not be Dirk Satil. We haven't figured this out yet.
That's Sheldon, right, Greg?
Yeah, that's Sheldon.
Hell yeah,
Wait.
dude. Sheldon
Wait.
the dishwasher. Fuck yeah. I fucking love Sheldon, dude. Sheldon is so fucking cool. My god.
He's a
I'm
good little
sorry.
dude. He's
I'm
sleeping
wondering
right
whether
now.
or not I should feel insulted by the fact that apparently I may or may not be some sort of weird clone of Dave Archer that Havish created.
So basically, what we figured out is Havish started cloning FCs at one point. We're not 100% sure how he did it. We think
And
that
I'm a clone of Dave Archer.
Yeah, so you took his
I've
staff
been
design.
around. I've been around longer than Dave Archer has.
You're the Mark. You're the Mark
How
One
to
variant.
trigger Dirks to teal.
Yeah, I've never seen him so
which
angry.
Pokemon game should
Dirk,
I play
you
now?
okay, buddy?
I just won the Elite Four.
What?
So, well,
I thought we were doing final thoughts.
Yeah, we are doing final thoughts.
We were, and then
come
Mike
on,
started
focus,
talking about
boys.
how I'm a clone
I know.
of Dave.
Well,
If
so
you guys
basically,
want
you're
to
the
chit chat later, you can. But we
you're the
should final
Cylon
thoughts
clone of
later.
Dave. You're the Cylon clone of Dave. It's just been confirmed.
All right,
Cylon
Caleb.
clone of Dave.
We can start at the top. Final
really
thought.
to commend.
This is more insulting than calling Redline Star Lancer.
I'm going to be nice to Redline.
And that broke him.
At the end of this, because I'd like to say that
It's broken him again. There we go.
As a communicator, he is actually really good. He's good at the smack talk. He's good at the narrative, and he's doing a great job in actually being a voice for Pappy. The sad thing
Who are
is,
we talking about here?
a main voice. And I think he's a great sport for actually coming on and doing these things and inviting us on his show. So I would just like to commend him for that and give him big props.
Redline gave me like free join access. He didn't invite me. He just sort of went, "Yeah, you'll turn up or not."
Pretty much, yeah.
I like that
the
about
thing.
you, Redline. You're willing to just let me come on and chat absolute shit at you.
That's the whole point. That's the point of the whole show, dude.
The whole point of Trash Talk Tuesday was Redline was drunk and I dared him to start a show.
Is that what happened?
Yes, you were shit-faced after Open Comms. I said, start a show, you won't, pussy. You created the Discord, invited me and Rain to it.
And there it is. The rest is history.
And
Imagine that.
I started this show because Redline wouldn't make a Thursday show, so I said, "Fuck it, I'll make my own."
I was in the process
With
of it.
blackjack and hookers.
Wait,
I was in the process of making a Trash Talk Thursday that was Euro time, so that our Euro friends
That's
could
what
get in
I
it.
suggested, and then you didn't. You were like,
I
"Whatever."
know. You suggested it after I was already in the process of doing it. That's what I'm
Where is
saying.
it? I don't see
A
it.
Trash Talk Thursday show that's Euro time zoned, and Caleb and I are here anyway.
You call it.
Yes,
So,
I call it.
So, Dirk, final thought.
The Anger Games is hosting its third open practice session this weekend. That's happening on Saturday at 2000 over on the EVNT Twitch channel. It's going to be a ton of fun. We've got 6 teams doing 3 matches each. It's going to be hosted by somebody else since I'm working this Saturday night, unfortunately. But yeah, you should definitely tune in, have a watch, see how the meta is developing. And yeah, Anger Games is going live on the EVNT Twitch channel April 24th at 18:45.
So,
We're
point
gonna
of
have a ton of fun.
clarification.
It's going to be great. You should all tune in.
Oh, I'll watch for sure. That'll be fun.
Is it Angler Games or Anger Games?
It is absolutely the Anger Games, Redline, you fuckwit. How could you confuse it?
It's made by Sothracell. He's perpetually angry.
It's Angler Games. Don't let them lie to you.
It's Angler Games. Let's not kid ourselves. The boss is a fish enthusiast. It's Angler Games. It's
See, ever since the boss was outed as a fish enthusiast, we've had to talk about the Anger Games and our promo about that in a much more fucking forceful manner. Like, how dare you get us confused with the competitions that the boss hosts in his fish tank?
I'm sorry, nothing. I didn't hear a word you just said because EVE Online just tweeted out my article again. Well, not my article, it's Rain's article, but it's on my website. I'm so happy about this.
Cute.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue. Carry on. I'm just very excited.
All right, Mike, final thoughts, even though you were here just to shit talk for 5 minutes. Go.
Post talk. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm out. Final thoughts. Give me Battleship meta, please. Thank you very much. I want Battleship Brawls. Fuck you, CCP, for not giving me my Battleship Brawls yet. I've been waiting for 4 years.
Redline, final thoughts.
My final thought would have to be that when I get angry and aggressive on Twitch streams, I want to make sure that everybody knows that it is all a joke. I don't really get angry when people say stupid things about me. I could not care less. I simply enjoy living rent-free in all of your heads. It is nice here. The carpets are colored beige and the walls are deep pink. It makes me feel like I'm safe and sound inside a womb because your brain is so small that there's plenty of space. And also, I have a new show coming out on Sunday at 1800 Eve called Crossing the Red Line. And this week, I am going to talk to Cable Uta, otherwise known as Chlorodon, otherwise known as the most hated man in EVE Online. Tune in at
Crossing the red line?
twitch.tv/New Eden Post.
Not only is that a horrendous historical reference, but it also kind of rips off Crossing.
What historical reference?
Yeah, wait, what? I don't get this
What
either.
historical reference? Oh no! It's the struggle for human rights in Iran? Is that what that is?
So Jeremy's trying to brag about how he killed the tornadoes in IDJ, but he still lost the battle report. So ha ha ha. Anyways,
who is the most hated guy in EVE Online?
Cable.
That's a really interesting question, actually.
Cable. It's Cable. It's got to be Cable. It can't not be Cable. If it was anybody that's not,
it's not Mittens either.
It's definitely Cable.
It's really not.
Who's the most loved man or person player in EVE Online?
You, obviously.
CTP
Oh,
God.
thanks, man.
No. Sorry, Greg. You're a close second, but CCP Guard is absolutely the most loved person in EVE Online, hands down.
We should have him on the show one week.
Wait, so I have to ask, why is the title bad historically?
Caleb,
please explain.
Caleb, please, fucking these people.
I don't know what to do.
Anyways, Greg, your final thought.
I want to know why the fucking title's bad too now. Come on.
Do any of these people have Google? Seriously?
I'm Googling it. I see two things. I see Crossing the Red Line, the nuclear option, a book on Amazon, the story of the Sioux Lookout Blackhawks in 1951, and then the struggle for human rights in Iran. Which one is it?
Okay, you want to be talking about somewhere north of Rome, circa 120 BC?
Okay,
that's
I don't care about that far back.
I would hope they would have got over it by now.
You just
if it's not
off now, like
if it's not
have an original idea for fuck's
sake. If it's not 2021 cancel worthy, I don't give a shit. Just please don't cancel me. I'm trying so hard.
I'm going to tune into Redline's show because I want to see Redline, and I really appreciate him. This is my final thought, by the way. I really appreciate Redline coming by this week and saying hello, and I know he took a lot of shit from me and from everybody else, and he gave a little bit back, but it's always nice knowing that there's actual human beings playing on the other side of the computer. And, I say that his side is toxic culture, and he says that our side is toxic culture, and I don't think either one of those things is, except maybe for the fact that, I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who's come out tonight, really, to say hello. Mike, thanks for coming in, and don't forget that we do have a challenge on the table that we will pit Mike Flood up against Redline in a fleet fight of some sort, and we'll see who comes out on top. Mike Flood will guaranteed.
I'd say do a poll in the chat, but I don't think
I
any of you have
don't
the
know how to
right
fucking do that, man. Look, it's fucking by a bunch of fucking paper clips and rubber bands that I got this stream held together. So
The stream is held together?
kind
When
of.
did that happen?
No, I mean like me pressing this start streaming button, and Mifune had to show me how to fucking do a whole bunch of other shit, like get this green screen thing working. And I just leave Don's picture right where it is, because if I touch that, I'll never fucking find it again.
Well, I mean, this is why I'm asking. How this stream isn't held together by anything. This stream is, a hope and a prayer.
No, we're doing all right. All right.
That's also how the Anger Games works, by the way. A hope and a prayer.
So, Dawn,
What?
I guess it's up to you, isn't it?
Well, Ragnar's back, so if Ragnar wants to give
I
his final thought.
returned. I got done with Black Ops stuff I was pinged to do.
Did you kill anything?
Yeah. We, Pappy had put down a TCU somewhere in Southern Delve, and we stole it from him, so there's that. I mean, it's just a TCU, so it doesn't really matter, but it's still funny. They were super salty, like, oh, you said you don't care about TCUs, so you will fight, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's what we were doing. And we killed... We were gonna... Wow, never mind. I'm not gonna say what we were gonna drop on, because then they'll be warned. So, we didn't drop on our initial target, I'll just say that.
So was there also like a keep star that was reinforced somewhere?
I don't know, we got plenty of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Alright, just making sure that I understood the priority scale here.
I mean, as I've said before on your show, in fact, Redline, we'll be in Delve till the last Keepstar dies, and
You'll be in Delve until you're not. I know that.
we've got a fair few Keepstars in 1DQ for people to grind through first.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, if they ever bring it, which I doubt, but, maybe one day.
Why do you doubt? How could you doubt that?
But you've only been talking about it for
so many
9 months.
So many reasons.
9
That's
months?
that's a
10
whole nother
months?
show in itself. You guys should come on Trash Talk Tuesday more often. We have a lot of fun there, and I'm sure that you'd enjoy
Well,
yourself.
see, I would go on there, but
You're a
you
coward. I
didn't
get it.
keep
It's
your
fine.
mods on a leash and banning people for no reason. Me and Fohammer got unfairly banned. Though we are unbanned, but why would I go when you unjustly ban people?
Kids, it's
I mean,
here.
we only ban people when
and,
they talk about
we're gonna-
personal life shit,
It
so I
wasn't
guess
personal. We were saying you were a shit FC in game. Or I don't know what Fohammer. You said something about you being a bad FC, and then one of your mods, who I'm not going to name, banned him. So I just copy pasted what his said, put it in.
and then you got banned too.
Mhm.
Fun.
Realistically, Redline, I come on your show when I have something to say. I only come on this show when I'm asked to turn up, so... Yeah.
Dawn asks me every day and puts a gun to my head. She's like, you don't fucking do it. or
Okay,
else
final
not."
thoughts. My final thought is the show's gone on too long and we're having a good time rambling, which is fine. We can do that off camera. Thank you for everybody coming. I appreciate it. I wanted to talk. I didn't know that we could make 2 hours, 45 minutes of stuff to talk about when this week has been dead as fuck, but I appreciate it. And everybody should have a great night. Good. Take us out, Greg.
Don't, please.
You better raid somebody.
No.
Why don't you raid somebody?
We don't know
Because
how.
Greg doesn't know how to.
Just slash raid and then put a Twitch channel.
I'm gonna take us out with
Send us to a Pokemon channel.